cold. But that's my amazing story. So thanks very much for joining us.
News report. Canada's cold. Not as cold as it
Canada's,
should be,
yeah.
but
So on my left, we're joined by Dave.
hello.
On my right, we're joined by Pilch.
Hello.
And then bringing up the rear and all the technical gubbins is Mr. Neil.
Hello.
How are we all?
Good. Yeah.
Good. We all settled down. We all settled in, smoothing, drifting nicely into our Friday nights.
Yeah.
I know I'm running
Had lots
around.
of pizza. Had
Too
a
much
couple of
pizza.
beers. Yeah, too much pizza.
What was on your pizza?
Ooh, well, we had a variety of pizzas. We had Pizza Hut. And I have the Supreme, which is my fave, which is pepperoni with peppers, mushrooms, some weird star-shaped beef, which is not really beef, I'm assuming.
Star-shaped beef.
Yeah, it's like, ground up, mashed up meat. Meat, inverted commas.
Yeah.
Nice.
And some other bits and bobs. Onions and shit. That's nice. Then there was a barbecue meat feast, another meaty pizza, then some
Pizza?
fat
Did you have it? in the
garlic.
house?
We had 3 large pizzas, but there's loads left. Absolutely tons left.
Yeah.
And then some chicken bits and some fucking, I don't know what else. Some cheese triangles. It was a lot of money.
Jeez. Cheese
So, yeah.
triangles?
Yeah.
What's all that about?
Sorry. Deep fried cheese triangles.
I'm feeling very good about myself as you tell me what you ate for dinner.
Yeah.
I know that, right?
I only had 2 of them. I had lots of pizza though.
Yeah.
We've still got like more than a pizza left. Like saying, got breakfast and lunch sorted.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. It's good breakfast material. I prefer
I'm feeling good about myself.
pizza for breakfast. Yeah. You been at
I
the gym?
just got a bargain.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I've been to I've been to my old mate Tim's this evening. Turns out Mr. Hortons has got an offer on in between 5 and 11 in the evening. All meals are $2.99. Burger on its own's a $5.
Yeah.
So
didn't look
we've
very
just
nice.
had 3. It was very nice. I didn't have cheese or mustard in it, which is why it looked a bit plain, but it was delicious. So we
I
had
made burgers the
3
other day.
burgers. 3 burgers.
You had
3
3
fries,
burgers?
3. No, this is what we had, and I'll tell you how much it come to. 3 burgers, 3 fries, 3 bottles of Coke, a box of Timbits, which I'm slowly eating now, and hot chocolate, £13.10p.
Yeah, mine was
For
a
the
bit
whole
more.
lot. Yeah, they're doing it for the whole of March. $2.99 meals after 5 p.m.
Oh, I remember.
That sounds all right. Then you're a happy lad, eh?
I am, because it was going to cost me 25 quid, and it turns out it was half that.
Nice.
So, more than happy. And I've got a nice
Bargain.
little variety of Timbits. 6 left. I've had 4 since we started the show.
You just get a box each, just for you,
They're just for me.
just to keep you going.
In there.
They look
6
lovely.
left.
You didn't have to do the old trick of leaving it in the car and taking the rest of the food to the house, and it's like, oh, after everyone's full up, oh, left those in the car.
No, we sat down. We ate in.
Oh, okay.
Very nice. Well, I'm glad to see the support of Tim Hortons is still strong. I don't think we got the same amount of support from Neil. Dave, you're sort of neutral. You're Switzerland on this Tim Hortons.
So yeah. I need to experience it again. I suppose this $2.99 deal will help me on that. But yeah, the first time, well, the only time I had it was on the first day of the new restaurant.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Great. So yeah, let's let it bed in a little bit and try again.
Good. Okay. Well, Tim Hortons again. That's nice to revisit Tim Hortons. Let's crack on with the show and start off with the Fantasy League.
The Fantasy League didn't go so well for some people, did it?
It didn't. Well, you might have to tell me about that. The only thing I sort of was focused on was my screw up this week, but it's somehow still just poor old Baron. He or Vince. He briefly made another stint at number 1 until
then your subs came in, did it?
until the subs came in and he got booted back down to second again. So that's twice he's had a lick of the flagpole, and then kicked out again. But I am hanging on by my fingernails. I think it's only a couple of points I've got on him now.
You got 5 points.
5 points, yeah, it's not enough.
Which is
It's not enough.
nothing really. It's only another 12 points back to Christian, who looked like he had a bit of a forgot it was a Friday night game week. I'm guessing. I don't know. There's a few low scores this week.
Yeah,
compared to the
could
previous
be.
week.
I know it caught me out. I have a feeling as well. I looked at Christian's; it maybe caught him out too.
But deadlines tomorrow this week. Quite a few double game weeks for some teams. Your team, Chelsea.
Yes, yeah.
Well,
I brought in a couple.
Soon not to be Chelsea potentially.
Possibly not. Yeah. Oh well. May Chelsea crash and burn.
Find someone with £3 billion and away you go.
Job's a good one. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm very guilty of not paying enough attention to Chelsea. Yeah, I know, but I did have the eye on them for the FA Cup game this week, which was
it was exciting. I believed for a little while. I believed.
For about 16 minutes, wasn't it?
Well, I don't know. It was a bit longer than that because we're talking Luton v Chelsea, which was on the Bebo over here.
You were up at half-time, weren't you?
It was 2-1 at half time, wasn't it? 2-1 at half time. We went 1-0 up after 2 minutes, well, less than 2 minutes, which was pretty amazing. It was quite loud in here, and for a brief moment, I thought your equaliser was offside, and I was like, "He's offside! He's offside!" Oh no, he's not. Bollocks. But yeah, we lost 3-2. A valiant effort from the lads, and we left more of our first teamers out than you did, by the look of it. So there was a pretty good effort from the boys at Luton, I thought. Because I looked at the team, I was like, we're missing quite a few players here. Obviously, he's not too bothered about beating Chelsea.
My lot didn't do much better, so...
Well, they did worse, really. Because you were actually expected to win.
Not against... No. What, against the team that knocked Man United out? We had no chance, did we?
Middlesbrough. Well, they'll be the team that Luton will be beating tomorrow, hopefully. Because we're up in the playoffs at the minute, so we might be meeting you boys next year if things carry on.
Hang on, we scooted over the cup final there. We're not going to mention
not
that.
The final. It wasn't. It might have felt like the final. It was your final, but it's not Chelsea's final.
Chelsea's cup final.
Yeah.
Last weekend.
Oh yeah.
Can't win them all. Can't win them all, boys.
Well, hopefully you won't win any. No. There you go.
So. Yeah, that's a shame, but there you go. I've never been a fan of the League Cup, although funnily enough, I have.
You only ever
say
that when you lose.
No, I have seen Chelsea win the League Cup, but it's.
Oh, you watched that week?
I went to Wembley for the final in 1995, I think it was, or 96.
Yeah, and who did they play?
Middlesbrough.
Yeah.
Yep, and we won that. And
is that when Middlesbrough were in the Premier League?
They might have been.
I can't even remember if they were in the Premier League then. So I have seen them win the League Cup, but even then, I sort of feel like it's just sort of Mickey. It's not that it's Mickey Mouse, but it's not the real deal. The FA Cup is the real deal, right? I sort of okay. Well, I did. At least I've seen them win something and gone to Wembley and all that sort of stuff. Old Wembley.
Wow, was it really?
But yeah, back then it was still Old Wembley.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But anyway, yeah, there you go. The League Cup, what are you going to do? I'm certainly not losing any sleep over that. In fact, I've also said that if this whole episode just buries Chelsea into the ground and they disappear. You know what? I would love to see Chelsea just fucking die, right? And have to be reborn from the ashes like Wimbledon. And support them at a grassroots level again and see them climb. I have no problems with that at all. At all. This sort of top tier level of football and rich man's plaything, and just it's it's awful. It's awful, isn't it? I mean, it is what it is.
Well, it's what you need. Well, it's what you need to compete. It seems at the top level, isn't it? Is a super rich owner.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So,
I mean, it's got to be more than super rich, as Tottenham know.
Yeah,
he's super rich, but he's not super rich enough, apparently.
No. You can't just be a normal billionaire now. You have to be a fucking multi-billionaire.
It's ridiculous. It's absolutely
It
ridiculous. None
is.
of these, none on paper,
But
none of these clubs should exist. It's just
well,
ridiculous.
they're all playing by the financial fair play rules, obviously. So
Of course they are. Yeah,
there's
right.
definitely nothing dodgy going on there. That's why all these super rich people come in and buy these football clubs, because it's definitely financial fair play.
Of course.
Yeah.
Mm.
Anyway,
Oh,
what have we got going on the Twitch side of things? I don't think I did. I don't think I streamed anything last week. I don't think we played a bit of Back for Blood, but I don't
Yeah,
think
I'm
we
not sure there
streamed
was any
that.
streaming actually, was there? There was definitely stuff that was going on gaming wise, but no actual streams. Excuse me. I did a
No,
YouTube
I think.
video earlier.
Oh, nice.
I recorded me playing some Elden Ring. And
Playing with
then
your ring.
oh,
That's
we
good.
don't have to talk about it then. We're directing to the
I
We're
YouTube
already
video.
talking
I
about it.
uploaded
Who
it
would
to
have thought?
YouTube. So I don't know. I'll probably get more views than the show, but because I'll just go and watch it a few times.
I played at least 3 games this week. I could have streamed, but
Well, just so you can remember them next year when you haven't played them again.
I got to
big old list today.
I got to Sunday and I had all the enthusiasm. It started off. I had the enthusiasm to do a stream of. I think I was going to do Death's Door, but I just couldn't be fucked. Really, I just didn't. I wasn't feeling it, lads. I wasn't feeling it, so I didn't bother.
Did you play Death's Door? Oh, we'll talk about it, I guess, won't we?
We'll talk about that.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves here.
No. Don't come too soon.
Game. Sorry about that. Doesn't happen normally.
Okay, well let's. Discord. Well, we can mention Discord.
Yes, there's been a lot of chat about a certain game.
Holy smokes! I had to mute my own Discord or our own Discord.
Mm.
So
Could you just mute the MMORPG channel and then you'll be fine. You can join it.
I just muted that channel. That's all.
Oh, that centipede chat was driving me around a bend.
Was there a centipede chat?
Centipede, yeah. Centipede Recharge. That's all you've been talking about, isn't it, on there?
Oh, yeah, of course they have. Yeah. Okay, let's go on to Discord. Sorry, where we have questions from Discord. Let's start with friend of the show, John Mouse. Isn't it? Aren't we do our monthly episode of Joysticks and Chill around about now?
Well, you never know.
It's bi-monthly, isn't it?
I have no idea.
Is that twice a month or is that every other month?
Every other month.
Is it? Yeah.
I don't know. Leave the poor boys alone. They're trying. So friend of the show, John Mouse, he says, what's worse, people that tailgate you while you're driving or people that drive too slowly in front of you?
I only do one of those things these days.
What's that?
And
You
it's
drive
not
too slow?
tailgating. Yeah, only on purpose, though. When someone's being a twat. Like, if someone starts tailgating me, then I'm definitely going to go even slower.
Yeah,
I
might be guilty of that.
wind them up.
Really? Yep, Yep, you asked for this, buddy. I'm totally.
You're in a hurry, are you? Oh dear, what a shame. No, anymore.
Yeah.
So yeah, that answers that question.
Tailgating here is a massive problem. Like, I just don't know. I just don't know what's up with some drivers here. I've never seen.
Not
well,
like
I
it
guess
get
I
icy
know.
roads though, is it over there? Or it might be really dangerous to drive too close.
Honestly, and I've said this before. Honestly, I think the Canadians are some of the worst drivers I've ever seen. They're just fucking shocking, right? And I'm not tarring everyone with the same brush, but I think they suffer from this. I think North Americans as a whole, they suffer from this. I don't know what it is. It's this fucking hyper individualism when they get into their vehicles. In that I'm in my vehicle.
Not exclusively North American, I would say.
No, it's not exclusive to North America, but I've always found I think that the sort of like the English tend to observe the rules, I think, a little bit better than most people. You still have your wankers, of course.
After you're 40, that's for sure.
Well, yeah, but I think they just, I from my experience, like the Italians and the French are fucking mental drivers, right? They drive like fucking lunatics.
Have you ever seen a car in Spain that isn't covered in fucking dents?
Well, there's same in France actually.
Well, they park by touch, don't they? The
But
French,
there's
they
a
just
but
don't-
there's a difference between people driving like mental maniacs like they do in Europe to just the obliviousness of fucking North American drivers just does my head in, right?
Is that because they're all
So-
driving like basically HGVs?
I don't know. I think you have you know, I don't want again like soccer mums. It sort of tars a whole group with the same brush.
It's true,
but
though, isn't it?
minivan drivers and fucking just people with no clue. There's people with no clue, and then there seems to be truck drivers and Mustang drivers who are just fucking assholes. Like I can feel my blood boiling about it.
They're
The
Audis,
truck
aren't-
drivers
Audi
are the
drivers, aren't they?
worst. They're up your arse all the time, and they're in the worst vehicles to do it. They just can't, you know. Oh, jeez, I don't know. And you know
they
what?
don't appreciate that that old man in that Jag in front of them is doing his best. Just,
I don't
just hang
mind.
back a bit.
The thing is, right? Why on earth would you just be up someone's arse? I just don't get it.
Yeah.
Right? It's
Because as soon as
so
they touch
dangerous.
the brakes, you're at fault because you've hit them up the arse. Like,
That's right.
what?
I
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
I,
just-
I do want like an old banger with like a reinforced like steel girded a bumper at the back, and just wait for people to tailgate me, and then just slam on the brakes. Oh, something ran out in front of me.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was a deer.
Where is it then?
Yeah.
Oh, it's gone, isn't it? I missed it. It's fucking run off.
Yeah.
But as an old man now, I mean, like, honestly, I can't handle the stress anymore. Like, I don't commute anymore. I can't handle the stress. I'm not built for it. And I just get me on the highway. Let me just fucking get into the right-hand lane and just breeze along with no, because I just
Right-hand
look over
lane
my
is
left
your
and I'm just
slow
like
lane, is it?
slow lane, yeah, because just everyone in the other lanes is a wanker. I get
Well,
wound up in any.
Over here, the right-hand lane is
is
supposed to be the fast lane, but it turns out to be the slow lane because every fucking twat's trying to drive in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the middle lane is the fast lane now.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, when I go on the
sitting
road, I usually end up. I just go, fucking sit on the inside lane. Like I just get on the motorway, and I'm like, unless there's something really fucking slow in front of me, I'm just like, I'm just gonna stay in this lane.
Yeah.
Because, fuck it, I've got plenty of time to get where I'm going. Not in a hurry.
Yeah, that's it. It's like I give myself an extra 10 minutes to leave to get the place on time. So I'm like,
Yeah.
like,
And I was funny. Fuck it, I don't know if it's my age or what, or like my eyesight. I feel like driving at night in the rain is fucking mega stressful now. It's like really fucking stressful. Especially on the
It is.
motorway. On the motorway, it's just fucking like, it's dark. There's no fucking lights along the motorway anymore. It's just headlights. And fucking, it's chucking it down with rain. It's like, fucking hell.
Nah, just
HGVs
stick your-
everywhere. Like, fuck
Yeah.
this.
just stick
Just
your
wanna be
headphones
off
on
this
like
thing.
everybody else on the other side does. Fuck them.
Yeah, so for me, tailgaters, people who drive too slow. I mean, I'm patient enough to handle that now. Like, I'm not going to bug someone for driving. Like, what's too slow? Like, I mean, there is a point where, like, you know,
Probably got a
Like,
problem
yeah.
with a car.
it's
Like,
very rare.
five
here.
miles under is fine. Like
Yeah.
I'm like whenever I see a learner, I'm fine with it. Like I'd
Yeah.
rather sort of give learners the space and stay behind them and stuff. You see idiots like doing everything to try and get past learners and you know cut them up in roundabouts and cut across them. I'd rather stay behind them. I'm safer here. I know what I'm doing.
You don't know, like, they could be, like, if they're in a queue, there could be, like, a load of big black cars in front of that car. You never know. You look like a right arsehole if you fucking go steaming past a load of
I
like,
do,
black cars, like black limos, and then a big one at the front with a big, like, estate wagon with a box in the back. You look like a right fucking arsehole.
People don't
Sound like
care
you've
though.
done
That's
this
it.
before.
Like,
I haven't done this before, but you've. Can you imagine doing that? What?
It
you'd
doesn't
be like,
matter. You
"Oh,
have
what
to
a
drive.
fucking prick."
You have to drive all the way past them as fast as you can. Just give them the finger as you're going past,
Yeah.
and you'll be all right. Joystick J says John Mouse is both these people. Is that true? I mean,
think
I've
there
heard
was a-
some story.
There was a story on their show, I'm sure, about both of these things.
Yeah, I can imagine John. Yeah, there was a story, wasn't there, about him chasing somebody down or something, or
Yeah.
some car. So
Well,
I
definitely,
wouldn't put it.
definitely remember him talking about going extremely slow on purpose.
Yeah, that's right. There's something like that anyway. Yeah, John, it does make me laugh.
I think it might have been the show after he was talking about doing the opposite, though. I'm sure there was two shows in a row. It was literally one then the other.
My favorite story John had on one of the podcasts that was the where he complained about the speeders down his road, so they put in a speed camera, and then he got fucking pinched by it. I think that was a thing.
Brilliant. Love that. That's great.
I do. That's one thing I do love seeing is someone getting caught by a fucking speed camera. There's one on there's one on a road. It's a 30-mile-an-hour road. Like on a hill or whatever, just across the road, a couple of roads from me, and I fucking love seeing people get caught from that because it's like near a school, and
Yeah,
people coming down the hill, and I see the big white flash, and I go, yeah, fuck you, you fucking prick.
Well, so, funny enough, I've got
Headmaster.
a story about that. I was in Nottingham. I was working in Nottingham when I went up on my motorbike, and I wasn't running late, but I was on a motorbike, so I was just sort of zipping past, and I got flashed. I was like, "Ah, damn! Never had a ticket before. Never had any points or had to pay a fine or anything." And I was like, "Hang on, these cameras flash you at the front. I'm on my bike. Yeah." I don't have a license plate there. Brilliant.
I got
Take
done.
the victories.
Yeah, but it took like a few seconds. I was like, "Oh no!" Like, oh, I can't believe it. Oh, hang on, I'm on my bike. Brilliant.
I've only ever been done on like dual carriageways, and so it's been none of this getting done for like 40 and a 30. It's like 85 or something. Proper fast, not proper fast, but you know, no Mickey Mouse speeding.
No,
in a built-up area, it's proper speeding.
Not a 35 and a 30 or yeah.
Thanks, John, for that one. Lord says, would you rather be an expert at one thing or pretty good at many things?
I'd like to be one or the other.
Yeah, I'm not good at anything.
Are we going to take either at this point?
Yeah, at this point, it's just like, either of those things would be good. It would be really good to be really, really good at something, don't you think? Well, that would be pretty cool, rather than just okay at a lot of things.
I don't know. I think if the one
if you could monetize
useful, yeah. If I feel like I don't know.
Depends what that one thing you're good at is. If it's being shit. If you're really, really good at being shit, then that don't really matter.
Well, you know, hula hooping, you know.
Yeah, something late.
Something really useful.
Yeah. Or but no, if it's that actual like skill, like being a sparky or a plumber or a chippy or.
That doesn't sound very glamorous and exciting.
It sounds like a job. Like we all have jobs, right? That we're good at. I guess.
Well, I don't know. What like CNC machiner? They get.
That's a good job.
Good at creating things, like an artist or something like that. Something that would be good. Something you could just, no one else can do. That would be cool. But I don't know what though.
Conflict negotiator.
Yeah.
Breast oiler for Playboy magazine.
Oh yeah, that would be good. Yeah. Well, I'll turn my hand to it. Give it a go. Got to learn somewhere, ain't you?
Somebody must be an expert among us about something, right? What do they say? What's the saying? You to become an expert at something, you have to do like 40,000 hours or something. Is that right?
I don't know. It's not a saying I've heard. Clearly.
Hang on, we're getting into Elden Ring territory again.
Slept 40,000 hours, surely.
Yeah. Are you any good at sleeping?
Hours? That's a lot of hours. How many hours in a year?
Oh, here we go.
Get your calculator out. He's going to get
I am getting a calculator out. That sounds 40,000 sounds
times
crazy.
24. That's 8,000 hours. Divide that by whatever. 40 hours a week.
Times that.
Right, so that's like 1,666 days. 40,000 hours. That's a lot.
20 years. 20 years of a 40-hour work week.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Give or take. So maybe
I must be good at working at Tesco's then.
Maybe it's 4,000 hours. I don't know. If so, I'm an expert at PUBG.
I'm not sure
Thank
just a pure amount of hours actually helps there. It's like you have to be good at it as well.
Yeah. Thank you, Lord. Appreciate that. Joystick J back again says, I just spent £300 on a suit today. It's a whistle. A record for most money spent on clothing in one transaction for me. What is the most money you have ever spent on a fashion item, and what item was it?
See, I had to think about this. I I don't know if it's a fashion item, but I did like when I first got my motorbike. That was like all the gear. It was about £1,000's worth of jacket, jeans, boots, helmet, gloves, thermal stuff. So, but I don't know. I don't know if I can count that as fashion. Other than that,
Biker fashion.
it was a yeah. It was that. Other than that, it was a leather coat, leather jacket.
Oh, nice leather jacket.
It was 250 quid. About 15 years ago. So.
Oh,
just a jacket, not like a big long Matrix style coat.
It was a big long Matrix style coat.
You say was, but you don't have it anymore.
No, I still have it.
You could put some shotguns down in it.
Huh?
You still wear it?
I haven't really been out in.
Why have you not worn your Matrix styled coat?
Just in the bedroom.
Yeah. Put the shades on.
Do you role play as Neo?
Yeah, the missus is. Oh God, what's her name? What's the?
Come on.
What's the lady's name?
What's the lady's name in Matrix?
Oh my God, my brain doesn't work anymore. So that's my excuse.
Mary.
Definitely not Mary.
Oh.
I only watched it the other week.
And Anethea or something.
I nearly said Harmony, but it's not Harmony. I know it's not Harmony. It's fucking something like that.
So everyone's Googling it now.
Fucking hell.
I am not Googling it.
Oh, I don't know.
Come on. There's people listening. They're shouting
I know.
now.
There's people yelling at us for being idiots, which is normal, I suppose.
Probably.
Trinity.
Well
there you
done.
go. I had the right number of syllables.
Trinity. It was Carrie Ann Moss. I know that.
Yeah, that's all I could think of.
Anyone else?
Anyway.
Any big ticket items? Pilch, you must have big ticket items. You're always
You're
always fucking. Here we go.
No.
Come on. Come
on.
on.
I think I got it in the cupboard actually. Tommy Hilfiger duffel coat, cashmere.
Oh,
about
go
500
on.
quid in the
there we go. He's always
got it.
He's got it in the back pocket.
As if you don't wear it, though, do you?
Yeah.
Is it beige?
Yeah, I do.
I don't know.
You wear that to the Spurs.
That looks very nice, actually.
Cashmere. It is nice. It felt bloody warm.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever spent that much money.
If you count jewellery, I spent £2,000 on a watch. Other than that, that's it. 2 watches, in fact. No, one was 1,600 and one was 2,000.
Oh, go on, keep going.
But I bought them when I got my bonuses through the fire service. 15 and 20-year bonuses. I bought 2 watches.
Nice.
I think that's it. I only have North Face coats and shit like that. But
they're fucking expensive.
Normally, nothing.
Nothing. No.
I've got about 3 of them, but nothing stupid. I don't spend a lot on clothes. Little clothes, just like hoodies and jeans and shit. I just get any old Superdry or.
Hey, Superdry stuff.
You're a bit old for Superdry.
It's so nonchalant, isn't it? Yeah.
The most expensive high street stores. I just pop into there and
Hey.
Just nip into fucking John Lewis and buy the fucking designer label.
My weakness is coats. I've got about 7 or 8 very over £200 coats. I can't wear them all.
Not at the same time.
You'll be.
Every time I go into North Face or somewhere, I go, oh, yeah, that's a nice coat. Yeah, okay, yeah, I'll buy that. I've got more coats than the missus.
It is shit in this shit weather, so it's not.
I never wear coats because I get too hot. The most I ever wear is like a t-shirt and a hoodie, even in the middle of winter outside. So I never put a fucking coat on anyway because I get too hot.
Right.
You could flog them.
If you can all go back, if you can all take the show and just rewind it back about 2 minutes to the point where Pilch says he doesn't buy clothes. Yeah, he's so full of shit, isn't he? He spent more on clothes than I've spent on cars. Hey, it's
I'm
dripping.
going to look at a 911
The drip.
convertible tomorrow.
Oh, here we go.
I'll send you some pictures of it.
Hey, what year
I'll
was
go
it?
look at it.
Is it an old classic?
2000. No, not that old. 2010.
Not going to be that
Very
cheap
nice.
Around 20.
Not
Ish.
much, no, just 20 grand.
then. Pocket change for him.
Well, I'm in between cars at the moment, so I've got a little.
Do you not
bit
have
of
a
pay
car
some
then?
maybe
Anyway.
pay some attention to your coat collection and
You can flog a few coats.
Move on.
Yeah, I don't. I've never spent a lot of money on clothes. The only thing that springs to mind is I went to Chicago for a trade show, and I fucking got to the airport and realized I'd left my suit hanging on the bedroom door. So I had to arrive and go to buy so I bought a Tommy Hilfiger suit. Actually, if we could be Tommy Hilfiger
okay.
bros. Yeah, I can't remember how much it was. It's about $400 or something. So nice. Still wear it.
US
Good,
bucks.
nice suit.
Was it fitted or was
US
it
bucks.
off?
No, off the shelf. I'm lucky.
Oh.
I'm one of those guys I can buy off the shelf.
Oh,
So-
I got mine from Moss Bros, I think. My last suit.
Nice.
Can't remember. It wasn't stupid money though. I didn't
You don't
spend
need to
300 quid on
spend
my
stupid
suit.
money on suits. Depends what, I don't know. Well, you can spend what you want to spend, right? I remember.
I think I spent more on hiring a fucking outfit for my wedding than than 300 quid.
Did you go top hat, tails, all that sort of stuff?
No, I didn't. Just like hiring a nice, like all coordinated suits and all that shit, wasn't it? So
Yeah.
just all hired it. So,
Hmm.
well, that was a
That's
lot of
where
money.
That's the only time I've ever bought a suit. Was my wedding, and it got ruined on the day because I got the contents of an airbag all over it,
Oh, nice.
which was fun.
The contents of
an airbag.
Long story short, I put my car in a ditch on the way to the wedding.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
But you still went to the wedding.
Yeah.
Did
Still
you
went to the
have?
wedding.
What kind of car was it?
It was a Citroen Saxo VTS. It was brand new, less than 3 months old.
So
And
did you
the
have
first thing I said-
Citroen imprinted on your forehead?
No. But the first thing I said when I walked in to see the lady wife standing there after she'd been waiting for half an hour was, "What colour do you want the new car?"
Nice.
Because it was only a few months old, so they do.
Did you have like a double chevron where it had hit you in the fucking chest or something?
I just did that gag.
Yeah,
but
he did.
like
just
you
do
said
that
Citroen.
gag.
I wouldn't have said
whatever,
Citroen. It would have been a
Siggy.
double chevron.
Oh,
Oh, listen to him.
why would the airbag hit him in the chest?
I don't know, because
Yeah. How
they
tall?
come
do you
out
think
at
I
you,
am?
don't you? He's only little.
Yeah, that would have been. That would have gone over my
Probably,
head then,
probably
wouldn't it?
pumped his seat up a bit, hasn't he?
All right, let's move on. Okay, let's go on to what we've been doing. I think this could be a quick part of the show. Neil, do you want to start?
Well, I've done absolutely nothing apart from go back to work. Still not feeling great, but not ill. So, and then I was going to say I watched Luton Chelsea, but that's all we talked about that already. So that was
Yeah.
my week basically.
What was the score on that again?
3-2 or 2-3.
2-3. Why did we beat you at home?
We were at home, so we
Oh,
got
man,
2
that's gotta
goals.
hurt.
Not really.
Yeah.
We expected
Well, at
to lose.
least-
Like I say, we left half our team out.
It's a
Some of
treat,
them weren't
though,
even
isn't
on the
it?
bench.
It's a treat, though, isn't it, when someone like Chelsea comes to your little club?
Yeah, get to see them big teams.
Well, when they get
sporting
to a
players.
real football ground.
Can you imagine?
Have you still got a
going to those
plastic
locker
pitch?
rooms?
Christ almighty. We haven't had a plastic pitch for about 30 years.
Oh right, okay. That was when you
Are
was
they
in
doing
Possibly
Thursdays,
longer.
wasn't it?
Are they doing
We
standing
don't.
now?
I don't know. There might be a little section of standing now. Well, the last time, well, not the last time. When I went years and years ago, when we were up there, we were good. On the cup runs, they were like, it's only like 10,000 capacity now, just over, and there was 13,000 in there when I went years ago because it was all standing behind the goal,
But
and that was fucking great. Standing terraces was awesome. Bit dangerous, but if you scored, yeah, look, like
10,000 fans.
when you scored, it
Chelsea
was like,
got 10,000 players.
yeah. Well, something stupid. Like their team was like all of our whole squad was less than one of their players. So value wise, but yeah, like I say, we left loads of players out. We got a big game at the
Got to
weekend.
rest them. Yeah.
We're in the playoff area now, so if we win the next 8 games, we'll be in the playoffs or better. So
the
got a
next
chance to go
games
out.
on the trot.
Huh?
Is that?
oh,
is
we've
that
got
next...
What div-
13 games left or something.
Oh, okay.
So if we
Are
win
they in
8
the
out of
first
the
division?
championship,
Oh. Okay.
yeah. So it's big time.
Championship.
Big time if we get into the playoffs potentially. We won't do much in the Premier League, I don't think, because they don't like to spend money. So
What's your crowd capacity?
Just- it's
what's
like-
the name of what?
Kenilworth Road.
What's the name of your stadium?
Kenilworth Road.
Kenilworth Road.
Hang on. Are they? Does
And it
your
seats how many?
does your stadium meet the requirements to get into
Yeah.
the Premiership?
Well, we've got a new ground in the way, haven't we? So which is going to be like 20,000, 20-odd thousand.
Ooh. What happens? Are you going to fill that?
Easily. Mate, we went to Wembley a few years ago. We sold like 50,000 tickets or something stupid.
Yeah, but
Right,
that's just
but
the
every
people
man
wanting
in
to
his
go to Wembley.
Yeah, right. And
But, you know,
everybody
there's
brings
fans
their
there.
mum,
We're-
dad, kids.
They take
Yeah,
they sell
dig-
out their
They
away
dig old
allocation
Joe
every
up
week.
from the cemetery, take him along.
And hang on
Yeah.
a second. Who were you playing at Wembley?
Oh, this is fucking like years ago, like the Johnston Paint Trophy or something. So it was not a Mickey
Right,
Mouse
but
trophy.
Luton
taking
didn't
shit.
fill it with
Yes, they did.
50,000, did they? What was the capacity?
Johnston
for
Paints
that,
is
then?
like fucking virtually non-league teams.
No,
don't
but I'm
even
saying
get the top
there was
teams.
another team playing, right? Did they not bring?
Yes, there's like
supporters?
80-odd thousand capacity at Wembley.
Okay. Is there? I don't know.
Did they just
So
open
anyway.
the doors up? Did they?
No, not like the Euros.
Was it raining?
Anyway,
It's
you
coming.
can take the mick all you like, but
We're not taking the mickey. We're just trying to understand. We don't
Mm.
you don't
wallow
support
in.
real
we
football
don't
clubs.
play in that playground. It's new to us. It's like a new experience, understanding what goes on with the smaller clubs.
Hang on, Chelsea were there not that long ago.
Yeah,
before
exactly.
Mr.
We were
Mr. Oligold
last time we
took
played
over.
Chelsea at home, we beat
That's
them.
not true.
Fuck it. I think it was.
Before Abramovich took over, we were pushing for winning that. We came second the year before he even bought it, right? Chelsea were up
Are you
there.
sure?
They've always been a
Well,
top
old Ken
tier
Bates was
club.
there. He was
No,
running you into the ground, for
no,
God's
no.
sake. If it weren't for old
Always been a
Abramovich,
top
we wouldn't
tier.
have a club.
No.
Bates was gone by then. It was Phil Matthew was the man.
Oh, yeah.
Matthew
that's right.
Harding.
Yeah.
He's the one that died in a helicopter crash, wasn't he?
Mm.
Anyway.
Anyway,
Okay. It's still your section, Neil.
my reflection's done. We usually went on far too long about dissing Luton. But there you go.
Oh, come on. Don't take it personal.
I'm not taking it personally.
All right, calm down.
You're just a twat as usual.
No need to shout, Neil.
I'm next. I have nothing. I could rant and rave about selling things again, but I don't know if I can be bothered. It's just going to upset me. Fucking people trying to bargain and then telling me they're going to come and then they don't come and then they're...
Oh, but it's your own personal stuff, not work.
Have you had your mattress picked up
Yeah.
now? Did you say? I can't
Yeah.
remember.
The
Yeah,
lady
yeah.
got that. I helped her load it in the car and all that
Oh,
sort of
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Oh, I'll tell you what I did do today, though, on my dog walking this morning. I found a set of keys.
Oh,
And I was like, okay. So I picked them up and I was like, well, I could probably
Start
come
trying
down.
all the doors.
Come down. I looked at the keys and I was like, no, well, there's no identifying marks on here. Nothing's going to happen. So, and it said, the keychain said greatest mum ever or something on it. I was like, oh,
Oh,
bless.
so you know it
And,
was your wife's key.
So I thought, well, I could put a sign up and where I found them and say, have you lost your keys? But
Did you not
instead,
have
I
a
just
car key
decided
on it?
no car key. It was a postbox
Ah.
key and something else. So I just extended my walk to the police station and dropped them in at the police station. So
And they said,
Still
"What the
have police
fuck do you think we're
stations.
going to do with them?"
yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
police station. You got a police station? Jesus Christ!
Yeah, can you believe that? We
I
have
didn't
a
think it'd
police
be
station.
crime in Canada.
Yeah, so that was
Are they actually Mounties over there? It's not
well,
them.
Mounties are the feds, so the federal
Right.
police,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So you have we have like town police, provincial police, and then federal police. And the Mounties are federal.
Right.
They're the hard bastards
They're the ones that ride
and
around on horses.
bitches. Yeah.
With them
I mean,
funny trousers and hats.
yeah.
They made TV
Um,
shows about them as well.
So but apart from that, I've not really been up to much. Just been busy this week. So, Pilch.
No, not a lot. Nothing worth mentioning. I watched Luton.
Oh yeah, who are they playing?
They played Chelsea in the FA Cup. They did all right for the first 2 minutes, but they unfortunately lost in the end.
Oh, they shit the bed, did they?
Some
Did Chelsea have any
excitement at
fans? Sorry, I
Tesco.
just got to ask Neil this. Did Chelsea must have brought some people to the
They had
ground.
about 1,000 fans there.
Oh yeah.
Well, he didn't have room because he's
That was
50,000
because they
Luton fans.
they
were
get extra allocation for the FA Cup versus a normal league game. There's usually max of 900 away fans.
Are you basking in the glory of like the television sponsorship and all that stuff? Did you
Don't know
get
about that.
TV
We've been on
rights
Sky
and
more.
stuff?
We've been on Sky about 5 times this year,
Oof,
which is good for us.
settle down.
That's a new player, isn't it?
I don't know about that. We got 125 grand, I think, for turning up on the BBC.
That's about a new
Right.
player.
That'll pay the wages for a week or two, maybe.
Well, all of them.
Come on.
It wouldn't pay Lukaku's wages, obviously, but you're paying about 10 to 20 million pound per goal there.
Does he still play for Chelsea?
He scored against Luton.
the other night.
Did you not watch it?
No, of course I didn't.
You fucking didn't.
That's the first goal he scored in a while, though. Two
Yeah,
of your
I know.
shittest goal scorers actually managed to score against Luton. I was how fucking depressing that is. Timo
making
Werner
him look
fucking
good.
scored. Fuck me.
I don't know how we got back onto this, but
It was
I've
your
got a
fault.
new uniform at Tesco's. Have you got your new uniform, Neil?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
Supposed to be getting it this month, so who knows?
I don't know what size you ordered, but you might want to order the next size up.
Oh, good.
Is it what I
They're
posted
coming
in
up
the
very small.
Are you sure you just haven't got a bit larger?
No, they're small in the arms. The
Oh,
chest
well, that's
size
fine
is
for
the
me.
same. Chest
I'm
size
more
is
worried about my
normal,
belly
but
size,
the
to be
arms
honest.
are very tight. Well, belly size. Yeah, that's all right. For some reason, the girls' ones make them look like they're fat as hogs. I don't know why. Just the cut of the top. But blokes look like they're buff because the arms are tight as fuck, right up your armpit, and the girls' ones seem to be all baggy around the waist area.
Oh, okay.
Lovely.
What?
I thought he was going
I
to
can
say.
say what?
I thought he was
It's a
going to
bit
say baggy
sexist.
around the tits.
It's sexist, Dave. What's that all about?
Just because you can feel yours out.
It's made of recycled Coca-Cola bottles, apparently, and it fucking feels like it.
Brilliant.
It's horrible. Yeah,
Don't let that
absolutely
catch
horrible.
on fire.
God,
Melt to. Sounds like
that
the,
was
the
the
old
most-
tracksuits. Was it shell suits that you used to get in the 80s?
They used to catch
Yeah.
fire.
Yeah.
Terrible for hot rocks.
That's me done. That's the most exciting thing I've done.
Dave,
Cool.
come on, help us out here.
So
Watch any
Yeah.
football, Dave?
I didn't watch it. It was going to be a relatively quiet week until I rang up the company that's dealing with my log cabin this morning. I was like, I haven't had an update in a while. What's going on? So, yeah, no, it hasn't come in. We're still looking into it. I was like, it's quite a while after you said it's going to be delivered. So let me know. And then about an hour later, I got a call. Oh, we've just got a date for your thing coming in. It's going to be, I don't know, 10 days away. It's on the 15th. 11
That's all
days away.
right, isn't it? That's not too bad.
Have they got to build some sort of pulley system to get it up the hill? Or
So
what are they
I specifically asked what has been delivered on. It's been delivered on a 7.5 flatbed truck, so we know they can come up the road. It's not going to be a Arctic lorry or anything that's going to have a picker pull it off. So that's fine. So we'll get it up the road, and then they specifically said they only put it on your drive. So they don't take it through to your garden or anything. Oh, that's fine. I'll just take it through. There's 160 different wood bits, not including all the
Hardware.
hardware, the nails, the shingles, the
Mm.
felt, all the other bits and bobs. There's probably like a couple of thousand bits in total. So yeah, that's been delivered on the 15th, and then I'm gonna take. Well, I can't take days off around it because we've got a massive release. So I'll take some days off in the
I
morning.
like the way you're sitting working it out right now.
Yeah,
Now's the
yeah.
time to start working
I
all that
literally
out.
just realised it's like the weekend is the big release of the update. We're virtualizing a lot of our stuff at work, so it's going from one system to another. So no, I might be able to take a morning off or two beforehand, and then I'll be putting up after.
Yeah, well, just don't
No.
let it affect your podcasting obligations, please.
No.
At least you'll have a valid excuse for not playing Back for Blood.
So even though it's going to be put up and everything, it's still going to be a while. I still need to get the Sparky in. I want to get the flooring down. I get it painted. I want to get networking. And that was the other thing that I was going to talk about is I'm starting to get some of the bits and bobs that I need there for the cabin. So I've got my Cat 6 cable. I've bought a new switch to put in. I've ordered a NAS and hard drives. And what else have we got down here?
A what? A NAS? What's a NAS?
Network attached storage. So I'm going to have. Sorry. So, well, there's a story about that. Is I ordered. There was a really good deal on Amazon for a 2-drive network attached storage. It was like ridiculous. It was like half price for what it was supposed to be. And I ordered it, and I was waiting a few days. And I was like, I normally get a delivery date, and then they suddenly cancelled. And it's the first time I've ever had something cancelled from Amazon, and I suspect that they put the price on in error.
Yeah.
So, but I've never seen that, and I went to my orders. Like, they've literally wiped the order from my account completely. I couldn't even see the fact that I'd ordered. The payment was still pending, so it hadn't been taken from my account, and it was just really weird. And I was like, never experienced that. It was on offer, but not as cheap as it was originally. So that's what I suspect it was.
Probably due to the altitude. They looked at Google Maps and thought, we cannot get that up there.
We are going to take such a hit on delivery.
Yeah. You have to cancel that and I'll charge him a bit extra.
But
I have a feeling, though, sorry, Dave, to interrupt, but I have a feeling that, I don't know, like, what was it, say, 15 years ago, 10, 12, 15 years ago was certainly 12 years ago, roughly, was the golden years of Amazon, right? If they honored anything, if you had any problems with anything, there was no nonsense. They would send you another one, or they would refund you, or do whatever. And then once they got their firm hold on dominating the entire world, I get the feeling now that things aren't as You know, they.
No, they still do here.
You
I've
got to
had
pay for
stuff and sent
rockets
it
now.
back.
I got to pay for rockets into
I don't-
space.
that
Don't
shit
fucking
ain't
just
cheap.
give
I
away
don't-
fucking
I have
a
never.
pack of cards every week.
I've never bought something that they haven't taken back, whether I didn't want it or whether I just said it was faulty.
Yeah.
You said it
They've
was
never
wrong.
said. They've never argued.
So
just
I've had to send a
Exchange
few
it straight away.
big items back. I remember there was a graphics card that was a 2700. I'd ordered one, and it was refurbished, and I put it in, and it was immediately obvious that there was an issue.
Oh, refurbished graphics card, mate. You have balls of steel.
From Amazon. It must have been an Amazon.
Not
like a
Newegg, is
partner. They don't.
Yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't trust in refurbished anything on the computer side.
But I don't know. Sometimes it's alright. Like everything else has been okay, but yeah, that was definitely not okay. I literally put it in, and it was all the graphically glitches all over the place. I was like, nope, take that out, send it back. But I ended up getting a 970 after that. Sorry, I'm literally just opening my.
Yeah, we can hear that.
Yeah. So, oh, sorry, picked it up. I've got.
Now
Two of
crinkle it some more, just because.
hard
There
drive.
we go. Yeah.
Makes good radio. Yeah, I got 2 4-terabyte hard drives to put in my NAS and my network attached storage. And I'm gonna do.
I still don't know what he's talking about.
So a network attached storage is basically.
I didn't ask for the
Dave,
explanation.
he's made a classic error there, hasn't he? Bless him.
So yeah, that's it. It's something that I'm going to put into my cabin. That's going to assist with my home cloud solution. There you go. And I'll put some videos on there. I'll put some music, and I'll set all the computers up to back up to it, so you don't have to worry about. Because at the moment, my computer is basically the de facto place where all of the pictures and videos are stored for the whole family, like from phones, iPhones, an iPhone, an iPad, 2 mobile devices, and all of my wife's work, because she's an artist and she photos it and she puts it on websites. So I don't want it on my gaming computer anymore. So it's going on there. Anybody can access everything. And my gaming computer can be, well, my streaming and gaming computer.
Cool.
That's it.
Right.
So it's it's just one of those things that's really annoyed me, is that I specifically bought my gaming computer, like gave my old gaming computer away even after I told the missus that she can use it. She's like, no, I'm never going to use it. Bought this one. Oh, I need somewhere to put all of my pictures on. So,
Oh, jeez.
Selfish
yeah.
cow.
I know.
Unreal.
So it's just something that makes my life a little bit easier. But it's funny that I do actually enjoy all the setup and like configuration of that, and like I've been watching some videos on the Synology DSM-7, which is like a virtual machine that you can use all the setup for.
Okay, so what have we been playing?
So once I get into it, I'll have my NAS delivered tomorrow next day, and I'll go over some setup with you, and I'll bore you completely next week.
You stream it.
I could stream it, couldn't I?
Yeah.
Why not? Yeah.
We want you to stream putting the summer house up. That's what we want to see.
I don't doubt if you did this now as a YouTube video, right? So setting up a NAS or whatever and documented it. That's exactly the sort of shit that gets tons of views on YouTube, right? Like not thousands, but quite a few.
Yeah. And it might be handy just to go back and look at it and go, and am I sure I said that? Yeah, no, I made that massive mistake and I had to reset the whole thing because I said that one thing incorrectly. Right. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, then let's let us move on to what we've been playing then, shall we? Unless anybody else has anything pressing to add in at the end there on NASs or anything. Neil, any questions?
No. I know what a Naz is.
You do?
I do, yeah.
He's a boxer.
Well, it was.
Yeah,
Right.
not anymore.
How are we going to approach this? You know,
Oh,
do
man.
we give Neil the floor now, so that we can sort of like reel him in when we need to know that we're approaching bedtime,
I'm not going to
or do
talk
we
that
risk?
long.
Oh, fuck off! Or do
What
we?
am I
Or
going
do
to
we
talk about?
risk? I don't, mate. We've only done over 100 podcasts with you. What do we know? Or do we? I think we'll let Neil go. Let's let him loose. Let the doggy run free. Come on then.
As long as you don't mention Dark Souls at
Sorry, I
any
won't
point.
talk
As
about
soon as you
Dark
mention
Souls.
Dark Souls, that's when we'll move on.
I'm not going to talk about Dark Souls.
You're not going to mention it.
I haven't played any
Well,
Dark
that's a bit like Dark Souls.
That was noisy.
Go.
um,
Go, Neil. Go.
okay, so I've been playing some Halo every day.
Are you
Still-
excited for the new Halo TV series?
Am I? I don't think so.
Is there one?
It looks like
Yeah,
it might be
there.
okay.
My son seems to be convinced that it's going to be a pile of crap.
Well,
What's it
everything
on?
is generally... It's on Paramount, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, how do we get that then?
Paramount Plus, I guess. You have to... Do you get that over here?
Ah,
Do you get that here?
now.
You'll have to sell a
Another
jacket, Bilge.
subscription.
Probably won't have to sell a jacket, let's be honest. It's not going to be that expensive, is it? So yeah, I'm still playing Halo anyway. I'm not too bothered about TV show. Don't care. And I've only been playing one other game this week.
What's that then?
It's definitely not Dark Souls. Elden Ring. What video's got?
Elden Ring? I've never heard of that.
Oh, well, I'll tell you all about it. It's
Are you sitting comfortably?
yeah, this is better than Inscription. Let's put it that way.
It's better than Inscription.
It is better than
And not
Inscription.
the other game that we're not
it's
allowed
the
to
new
talk about,
hotness,
apparently.
isn't
It's
it?
the new hotness. So yeah, I've been putting all of my time into that basically. I've beaten the two of the story bosses. Because the way it works is like it's an open world game now, whereas all the other ones haven't been. So you can basically go anywhere you want as long as you don't die. And then there's like a main quest line, obviously, to follow to complete the game. I've done the first boss.
So it's like that's what we have now, right? It's like Halo. It's like Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
It almost seems like it's
It's
the done
the,
thing as an
yeah.
evolution of these games to end up in this format, right?
It's like a Ubisoft game, except it's good.
Okay.
But they don't put loads of markers on your map. There's nothing on the map. Like literally, the map that you have to find fragments of the map to be able to see the map, so in detail, and then it's like a sort of fantasy-looking hand-drawn map, like out of a Lord of the Rings book or something from fucking years ago, except it's full color. And then the only things that you see on your map are like the sites of grace that as you watched me touching grace a few times. I've done a lot of touching grace this week. It's felt a bit awkward.
The big gag there for anyone who doesn't know, that's my wife's name.
Yeah, I think we did mention that last week if anyone wasn't listening. But anyway, so yeah, 2 bosses done. The second boss, I recorded it and stick it on YouTube if you want to watch it. That was Godric the Grafted. It's classic Souls, like grotesque bot-looking bosses and weird fucking abilities, and the bosses really, it's weird. Like the bosses, they're obviously all beatable, but they don't like you can take a lot of goes potentially to do a boss, or you can do it in 2 or 3 goes. And like, there's other parts of the world which literally you can die from fucking like this. One of these little fuckers gets you, he jumps on you, and basically just like slits your throat and you're dead. It doesn't seem to matter how much health you have, and that's like one part of the map, like one part of the world is like fucking super deadly. So obviously, I'm guessing basically you need to be a much higher level to go there. It doesn't tell you. Like the thing that like this is supposedly the most accessible Souls game, but it's still a fucking Souls game at the end of the day, and it's brutal like a Souls game can be, and it doesn't tell you anything. It doesn't hold your hand. Like the tutorial, there is a tutorial. People can just loads of people apparently have just walked straight past the tutorial without realizing it was there, and then they're really struggling because it just only really introduces you the combat and how to dodge and fucking how to attack and all that sort of shit. When you've played one before, it's pretty obvious what you got to do. So it's weird coming at this game. Obviously, I don't know what it would be like if I hadn't played one before. Like I remember playing, like I said, I remember playing Demon Souls, and I bounced right off it because it was just hard as fuck, and I didn't understand that was the whole point of it. And if you went the wrong way, you were probably going to just die repeatedly. So there's always this fucking like, oh, you got to get good, blah blah blah. But a lot of it is going to the right areas at the right time. The open world in this game, I've been to loads of fucking mad, crazy looking places. The graphics on this game are way better than any of the other games. And that open world really helps that because you can see like fucking stuff off in the distance and all that. And then it's just
now recording.
Very nice. What happened there? Did Craig
Sorry,
bug off?
Craig failed, and I've just
Right.
pulled him back in. So
Okay. Anyway,
begging your pardon, sir.
So
Look, all I'm hearing about Elden Ring is how fantastic it is. Like I haven't heard anyone say it's crap.
it's definitely not crap, but it's still hard. So people
Right.
think because it's like massively hyped, it's getting 10 out of 10 here and there and that. But like I heard the CAGcast, they were talking about it, and they were saying the problem with it getting all these great reviews is all the people who've reviewed the game are people who love Dark Souls games.
Right.
That's why they got the reviews, because they know what they're doing. So they do know what they're doing when they go in.
Apparently, they also had a previous build, and then there was a day one patch that fucked a lot of stuff up.
Well, I don't know about
So
that.
Their game was good, but then
the thing is, no, I don't think that was that. It's not.
Jack thinks it's the best game he's ever played.
No,
and does he never played a Dark Souls before?
Apparently, he has.
Yeah.
He told me he's played Dark Souls.
Yeah, so
he absolutely is loving it.
Like, it is. Well, it is probably the best game I've ever played, to be honest. But it's not going to be.
That's a big statement there.
Well, it's not that hard to say that, because what other games have I played? I've played fucking loads of Call of Duty over the years and loads of fucking Halo and whatever. They're not going to be fucking the best games ever, are they?
I think you're selling yourself short on your library of games you've played.
I've played a lot of indie games, and like Dark Souls, the original Dark Souls when it came out was transformative.
You didn't mention a driving game there. There must be some driving games.
Yeah, but
Anyway, we're getting sidetracked here. It's a big statement, though. That's what I mean by that. It's a big statement, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is just like that formula of the Dark Souls is like the combat, and you have to be fucking focused, and you can't just button mash. You've got to time everything right and all that stuff. That's all there. But now it's in this like expansive world where you can just go where you fucking like, and as you go around these areas of the world, there'll be little fucking caves, and you go down a cave, and it's like a mini dungeon. Some of them really literally are very small, but there's so many like little, and you'll be just fucking going through an area of the open world, and there'll be a boss just fucking strolling around, and you'll be like, oh shit, I wasn't planning on that, and now I'm in a boss fight. But the thing is, when you're in the open world, you're like, I can just fucking get on my horse and fuck off and get the hell out of there. Okay. Whereas in the old games, that was you there, you were done. That was because it was in like the whole game was like a dungeon, effectively. You could just like run away sometimes in the older games, but it wasn't this just wide open space where you could just go, actually, nope, I'm just going to nope the hell out of there and fucking go back to a site of grace and get all my health back. And now I know that thing's there, then I'm going to come back prepared. So
Is there a story?
yeah, it's weird
An
as
actual
fuck.
follow a storyline, or,
Well,
or do you just go
like that's the
anywhere
problem
and
with
just
open
come
world
across
games, isn't
stuff?
it? Like you can just completely go the wrong direction, effectively, and just. But and there's always this thing in these games where if you don't see every character when you're supposed to see them, you might miss them completely. Like I know I've missed a character at a point in the early game because I didn't go to a place at the right time of day. So I've missed this person. But I haven't lost the ability to gain any of the things that I could have got from that person because I can just go and buy them from another vendor. So it doesn't prevent you from progressing in that way. But it is possible just completely miss stuff. But like I can see me playing like how many 8 or 9 classes this time? Maybe 10, I can't remember. And I can see me go and play this 2 or 3 times, potentially.
How far are you through it then? In terms,
I've only done two of the obligatory bosses, so I don't know how many of them there are. There's at least 10, I'd say.
have you been pretty active in avoiding spoilers?
I've not used guides like I have in the past because this is like the guides, I guess, aren't quite the same as the other older games because Dark Souls been out like 12 years or whatever. So there's fucking tons of stuff around for that.
Yeah, but there's got to be. I suppose my question is just that because you've been quite active chatting back and forth with Marcanix and maybe somebody else in there.
I try to avoid that whole reading everything about it online and trying to like me and Mark have been interacting. And that's basically the only interaction I've had around this game.
Okay, yeah.
So that's the experience I've never been able to get because I've never played the games when they come out. So I don't want to read everything watch the videos about everything online. There's a couple of things I've done, like I've posted a video because me and Mark both chose the samurai to start with. So there was a video on this website I've used for all of the Dark Souls games, Fextra Life or Fextra Life, however you say it. They've always had loads of stuff on there, absolutely all the background, all the lore and everything like they go into all of that stuff. And there's a starter video that says just basically an introduction into the class for each class. They've said this is the strengths and the weaknesses for each class sort of thing. So this is where you want to focus your leveling up and all that sort of stuff. And I didn't watch that immediately. I'd already done a load. And then I went and watched that video and went, okay, so maybe instead of pumping a bit of my levels into one thing, I was like, actually, and there was like this whole thing about this sword skill that I'd never used. So I was like, I suppose I should try to use that. And I went and this boss that was kicking my ass, a dungeon boss, went in there and hit him about 5 times with this new skill and fucking just wiped him out. So I was like, oh, okay. So, and like the first boss looks fucking crazy hard, but you've got like the co-op summon. You can summon an NPC usually as long as you've spoke to them in the past, and then you can summon like on the video now. I've got these wolves playing. They're the ones I use the most. Cost you a load of your like mana points, which is FP. Excuse me, in this game, and but they kind of take attention away from the boss, so you can get in there, hit a few times, and maybe if you take a hit, you can get away, heal up, and then go back in. Whereas I've watched streamers literally doing no assist, no NPC summons, none of the wolves. They're just trying to do it all solo, and that's fucking proper hard. When all of the attention from the boss is on you, and there's no distractions for the boss, that's when it gets really, really hard.
Right.
But like I say, just fucking, you could be just trekking around the open world and be like, fuck, I'm dead. I was just going on my way to do something. Now I'm dead and I've got to try and get back. It usually happens when you've got like 10,000 runes or whatever.
So what happens with that? Do you drop
well, you
drop them
spawn back at
like
the last great site of grace you were at.
And then you have to go back
try
and get your runes.
Get back. So, but now, like I say, you've got this horse, you can just jump on the horse, and if you're lucky, you just fucking steam in really quick and get your stuff back, and then fuck off.
Snatch it.
Yeah, but unless you drop it in a boss fight, and then you're behind a fog gate or whatever, then you're fucked because it's just there. You have to go back and beat that
Try
boss
the boss
to get your
again.
stuff back.
Yeah.
So those are
It's
okay,
pretty
so
straight.
yeah,
It's pretty obvious when you're going to go in. It's obvious, literally obvious, because there's a yellow fog gate, and it's like I am going to go into a boss fight here. So if I've got 20,000 runes, maybe I'll just go and spend it all before I go in here.
See,
There's
to me,
usually
it just
like a save point real close as well.
it almost to me just sounds like Breath of the Wild on on fucking
Your weapons don't
meth
break in
or
Elden Ring,
something,
no.
on crack, right?
Yeah, there's no weapons breaking, which is I went for Dark Souls 2. That was shit. Having weapons that degrade and then just suddenly like are completely put useless. That was really fucking sucked. Whereas now it's fine. They just don't break. It's just like, yeah, you can just go around with my. I've changed my shield, but I've just up leveled my sword and I've leveled myself up. I'm still in my same armor, still using the same sword.
So
It's fine.
is it the same in that? I think in some of the other games that you were not like a real human. You were
Yeah, no, you
like
don't have that weird like you were undead
yeah.
and
You
you could
don't have
take a
like
human form.
life
Yeah,
states.
there's none of that shit now. It's
Right.
much more straightforward, but it's still, the combat etc. is all hard. Can be.
Right. Have you been invaded?
Well, no, it seems like to me, from what I've read, it's almost like an opt-in now. You have to do something to make yourself invadable. There are like NPC invaders, so like AI controlled ones, which happens at certain parts of the map. And there's a place you go to called the Round Table or something. Excuse me. And there's like a balcony you jump over, and there's an invader down there, but it's an AI one. And I fucking fought that guy I don't know how many times. And I beat it earlier. Was it today or yesterday? I can't remember. But that felt fucking good to kick that guy's ass. Because he was really fucking hard.
So was he an AI acting as a human? So
Well,
like
it's like they come in as a red figure, and that's like if you
yeah.
got I can't remember. There's like a name they call them. But yeah, it seems like you have to have summoned another human being to help you for you to become open to invasion by an antagonistic
Right.
person. So that's what I've read anyway. So it like that was always like that was always annoying in the old games where you'd just be like you're like trekking around because a lot of people invaded at the boss areas as well in the old games. So you just go
Yeah.
about to get all hyped up, ready to do the boss, and then someone would invade you. You'd be like, you fuck. I wasn't planning on doing this. I've only got half an hour left or whatever before I need to turn off. Now I'm in a fucking fight with a human that could go on for half an hour. So, yeah, I mean, I could go on, but I physically can't because my throat's hurting. But,
Okay, all right. Well, sorry, I was muted there, trying to talk and laugh at your joke or laugh at your whatever. You really seriously can't talk anymore?
yeah, I'm struggling to talk now because I've talked for long enough.
Okay. Well, look, we're gonna have more Elden Ring, aren't we? I'm
going to play
not
it
gonna
for a long
lie. I'm
time.
not. Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie. I'm very interested in having a crack at that for sure. But
Pilch can play it.
but not yet.
I've looked at it. It would just be too punishing for me. I haven't got the patience to fight these bosses. But
It's not the bosses that are really that bad, though. Like I said, I don't find the bosses. Like they have repeatable patterns that you will learn because you're doing it over and over and over.
Yeah, I never learn because I'd never learn. That's why I didn't play. I don't like Death's Door and shit like that because I just don't learn the patterns. I can't be asked. I just think, oh fuck it, I'll be doing.
Well, that's
this.
an interesting segue because Death's Door has. I can just chip in with Death's Door now and get that out of the way. I'm really worried that this game might have finished me. I might be finished with it because I haven't really picked it up all week, and then I picked it up last night, and Betty was kicking my ass. I just even when I thought that I was on top of it, then I would just that boss fight is fucking kicking my ass. and
They do a lot of tumbling, don't they?
that's the one she keeps
She
tumbling. And
rolls
I
at
can't
you.
quite work that. Yeah, I don't think, and I don't think. I think it's like if I was in the same mind frame from 5 hours ago in the game, I
Mm.
think I could, with the same enthusiasm. I feel like I got my ass kicked a couple of times, and my enthusiasm just went. I think I'm done with this game now. Like I really enjoy it, but I think if there was more open world for me to go and explore now and get more experience and get myself to the. I know I have to put 2 hours. It feels like I have to put a couple of hours of grinding souls or whatever the fuck they are you collect, right? To get me up hard enough. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just wimping out.
I can't remember what they have to. She rolls off into, and you get her. If you dodge out of the way, she'll hit something. Is that it?
Yeah. Look, I don't doubt tomorrow morning I could pick it back up and devote an hour to it and kick her ass. But I'm always, I don't know. Anyway, I just suddenly gone a little bit cold on me. But that, that may be for other reasons. Anyway, so I just wanted to chime in with Death's Door. Did you have anything else, Neil?
No, that was it. I won't be playing anything else. I don't think for the next few weeks either.
Well, look, I'll carry on then because Death's Door I think was kicked to the curb a little bit because I played a ton of Back for Blood this week on my own. So we did play. Who played last week?
Just you and Pilch, wasn't it?
Yeah, I didn't know.
Pilch is muted.
So
Which is muted.
You still there, Pilch?
And I said to him, "He's a cunt." Oh, what? Okay. Yeah, I was just saying we only played for about an hour and a half, didn't we? And I did half, got as far as the boat again, which is a classic.
Right, but I think we had a focus. Let's start from the beginning with 2 bots and let's see. I just felt it was a little bit more focused. Like we didn't really have any issues. The only issue
when your shortcut, that was our issue.
Yeah, that's
shortcut
the boat
on the boat.
The boat section I haven't figured out. I need to figure out how to do that boat section cleaner. There's got to be a better way. It's that's a challenge, that one. But anyway, and the reason I know that is because I played all the way to the end of the first act on my own this week.
Okay.
With 3 bots, and it was fucking really enjoyable, right? And I'll tell you why is because the bot, once you know how the bots play, then they are just another tool, right? There's loads of situations, particularly when you have 3 of them, when you have a load of zombies coming at you, you can position yourself so that the bots will take care of them all. They are really good at focusing their fire. So if you just really, really creep around and take your time through the levels with the bots, it's really doable. And then of course, I got quite far. I ended up using my whole deck. So it didn't take what felt like that long to have the loadout that I'd been experimenting with finally be, and I'd kept the same weapon all the way up, and I had things upgraded. So it was just nice to be at a point, that we've sort of got close to quite often, but never stayed at. So, but I only got to the end of the first act, but a part of me feels like I could easily just go pick it up from the start again with a new build, whatever like that, and just cruise through, but have fun doing it, right? Yeah, that's what I did. I played a lot of it. That mine, do you remember the mine level where we had to, we played with one guy and he cruised through it quickly?
Yeah.
That was tough. That was tough. But yeah, I could keep playing it. And I'm not saying I won't play with, if we want to play some more on Sunday, I'll be up for it. But yeah, I'm forging ahead in collecting cards and stuff like that. Really, really enjoying it. I'm wondering what I'm going to build next, right? That's
I can't believe you're getting this much out of this game.
I know, it's bizarre, isn't it?
Oh, it's fucking brilliant still, wasn't it? We had that rando, didn't we, last? He just fucking set every single alarm off, didn't he?
But
that was
at the same time, what was really interesting was like we were definitely able to cope with those hordes, like no problem.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Playing
because we had the
more.
right.
We know what we're doing
cards
now.
in there. Yeah. It's definitely getting easier.
Yeah, and so you still can get overwhelmed at times. But if you, like somebody was saying, that first level where you go down to the sort of like the yard where all the trucks are, we've done it 100 times now. If you go through that too quickly, that level can really give you a bad
Yeah.
day, right? Because it's not just, even though it's you to get to the door, there really is about 3 or 4 sections in there. So it's very clever.
Yeah.
Like if you pace yourself, and then you start to use the noise cut, be quiet and stuff like that. Like it's so much deeper. There's so much to do. Yeah, I love it, man. It was, yeah.
Yep.
So that's Back for Blood. Hopefully we're going to have some more people playing this weekend. I haven't heard much from any of the other guys, but yeah, it's good. It's good. And then Centipede Recharged was the other thing I had on there, which was one of the free Epic games. And I used to play a bit of Centipede back in the day.
Is this
And
like not the old like Nokia game?
no, that's
Right.
Snake.
Right. Okay.
So
That's
Centipede.
what I had in my mind.
It's on the Atari, wasn't it?
Yeah, Atari. It was on the arcades in whatever. I loved it as an arcade game. Anyway, so I was like pretty excited to see this because I think wasn't it like a Pac-Man Recharge and all that? When they have rebooted some of these arcade games or whatever, they've been really good, right? And this is not good at all. No.
Oh,
No.
boy.
No, very disappointing.
Did you use a mouse?
I tried to use the mouse. It didn't seem to be supported, so I used the controller, and then that was just terrible, right? Because you're trying, you
Because
really
the original Centipede had the rollerball, didn't it?
right. So I figured that
Because you go up, down, left, right, and that all around the whole screen, don't you?
right, and then you were sort of slowly, you would position yourself behind a mushroom to shoot it, and then you would quickly zip off
Yeah,
and
and
try
it
and
would
shoot another mushroom.
just come down. Yeah.
Right. So that sort of control just doesn't work. You can't do that with a controller.
You can't.
And I definitely cannot do that with a controller. But it's apparently it's supposed to have mouse support, but I missed it on the first when I fired it up. But regardless of that, even if it had mouse, I might have played it some more if it had mouse support. But it has things like these power-ups that just don't seem that great. The graphics I don't think are very good. It just looks shit, actually, if I can be honest. So very disappointing, but it's free. Some people might find some value in it. I just, from a nostalgia point of view, I don't know. And they had another free one there, but I didn't download that one. I don't know what it was.
What it's called. I didn't download either of them, but I could grab them, but I didn't. Didn't download them. I had a game called Grid Runner, I think it was called, on my Commodore 64, which was basically Centipede. But yeah, I remember that was good. Pretty basic looking, but
yeah, I've played versions I think on PCs and stuff that were all right. I think I played an emulated version of the arcade, which was just great.
Yeah.
But the sound wasn't very good either. No, just no. Dave, do you want to go, or do you want Pilch to? Yeah, you've only got one on there, Dave.
I've got one. I picked up a new game called Mutant Football League. Well, I say new game. It was new for me. I think it was released in 2017, 2018.
It's a while.
Yeah. It's great. I love it. There was a DLC that has a Destiny mode, which is basically like a career mode. Because it originally released just as like a team versus team or a sort of championship sort of elimination style thing. But this Destiny mode creates like a mini leagues and then a sort of a shootout at the end. How do I describe this? This is a fantasy Madden that's kind of Tolkien inspired. In that there's like aliens. Well, actually, it's inspired by lots of different genres, but there's like the xenomorphs. There's super mutants.
Or are
There's
they sort of like they look too close to them for it to be a coincidence?
yeah, it's not even a. It basically says alien and it's a xenomorph, and
Right. Okay.
there's a superhuman and it's a super mutant. Yeah, and then like robots and all the different sort of characters that you're making up your team are different variants of well-known tropes of things. Like there's some
Do you buy
like
this on sale?
yes, yeah, there was a discounted sale. The reason it was discounted was I think the developer was from Ukraine.
All right.
Ah,
So yeah, it was there was a sale on and loads of DLC and stuff. So I purchased it, and I fancied something that I could just dip my toe in, play a little bit of, um, uh, with my controller. So I haven't been using my Xbox controller for a while, and it's basically designed for a controller. You can use keyboard and mouse, but it's designed for a controller, much like Madden is. And yeah, it's just really fun, really quick, really easy. It's an arcadey. It's more of an arcadey uh, American football game rather than a simulation of it. But in the Destiny part, you do start off as a team, and you buy more players in, and when you win games, you get money, and you can spend that money against upgrading the players. So there is a little bit of depth in there. It's not the most in-depth game, but it's very fun. So yeah, I've been playing quite a bit of that. I will probably do some streaming of that. More this week. I've just been learning about American football. I didn't really know much about it. I think the last Madden game I played was like in the 90s. Yeah, like there is all the playbooks, and the tutorials about when you should be throwing, when you should be blitzing, or when you should be running with the ball,
oh, there's got
when
to
you should
be a
be
ton of stuff for
punting.
you to get your teeth into there.
Yeah, yeah. And just the mechanics of American football. Yes, it's in this fantasy, but there is still a lot of that. One of the mechanics is that you can actually kill the other players. So not only have you got to set up a good team, but you've got to set up a good support team for when your players get killed. Because that does happen, and there is special plays that you can enable that gives you a chainsaw that just lets you chainsaw everybody, or one of the you throw the ball and it's instead of the ball it's just a big spiky round thing that kills all the players that goes through until it reaches the player that it's supposed to. And it's still very fantasy, and it's quite fun. And yeah, you can win by killing enough of the other team. And I'm just watching the video here. There's mines or pits in the playing field that you can um, bait people into, or the ones that I've come across that are the worst ones is big spinning blades that sometimes your team run into on accident as well, because they sort of come up at the wrong time when your AI controlled characters are there. There's a lot of randomness to it. Yeah, it's just silly fun. It's silly arcade fun, and I'm enjoying it. So yeah, that's all I've been playing. I put 10 hours into it
Okay, that's fair.
this
That's a good
week.
shake at it.
So yeah, it's I'm not getting a lot of time to play games this week, but it's something that I can put on at half 11, 12, play one game, 10, 15 minutes, and then go to bed, or a few hours, a few times.
Just doing some quick math there.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah, the idea is that I put on and have one or two guys. I've done really well on that one. Oh, I can upgrade these players. No, this one's got some new speed and new catching ability. I'll just play one more game. Yeah. But yeah, no, I think some of that time is on Saturday. I think I bought it on Sunday. I had it on for a few hours, and it was literally I was cooking, coming, playing a game, left it on, went and finished off cooking or done washing up or like. So yeah, it was I don't think I've played for 10 hours, but it's been on and available for me to play for
I'm not sure who you're doing this math for, whether it's for me or us or your wife, whatever. But it does.
Oh
The
no, the
math
wife got
just
to bed
doesn't.
now. Like, yeah, like I can actually talk about like how much my NAS was and the hard drive now. She was
Yeah.
hanging about before when
I've
she.
just accidentally put 10 hours into this game. I've not played much.
But yeah, that's the only one I've been really playing this week.
Okay, Pilch.
I've got a bit of a list.
You have.
I want to give you give us your back for blood session. I think I overran you on that when I was talking about it.
We've done said all that need to be said on that, but we will be playing again at the weekend. Okay, I'm going to fly through some of these. Resident 6, I finished it. 34 hours I played that game for.
Ooh, numbers only Dave can dream of.
I finished all 4 stories now.
Wow. Yeah, I've been putting this on.
I have to say, it was bloody good. I think I'd only finished I think I'd only done 2 stories when I spoke last. So the third story.
I think it was in your second playthrough. That's what it was.
Yeah.
You were talking about how you're meeting up with your.
That's
other,
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I played the third storyline, which is Jake and Sherry. Probably the best of the 4 as a story goes. And there was a little bit of romance sort of going on between the two. Same stuff. So it was same. More shooting than stealthy. Again, you get different weapons every single time. Like I said, all the overlays and everything looks totally different. This one was based more on these two, where they were being experimented on, and they escaped from the labs and all this sort of thing. At one point, poor Sherry was wandering around in one of them hospital gowns.
Oh no.
Yeah, and she had to cover herself up when poor Jake got an eyeful. Very touching moment. It was good. The worst storyline was Ada's. She had a crossbow, and the whole thing was supposed to be done stealthily, crawling around doing one-shot kills with the crossbow and not alerting anybody. And there was a lot more puzzles in it as well. There's at least 3 rooms with the usual, like the old style. Move this lever, go around the other side of the room, open up this, go somewhere else, shut that, then look through a hole and you could see a picture, or then you have to go back to where you were and recreate that picture and all this sort of stuff, which I didn't really enjoy. And her last boss was absolute fucking nightmare to kill, even though it was the same boss, because they all sort of team up at the end and all kill the same boss. Her part storyline just seemed to drag on and on and on.
Does it do the sorry to if I'm trying to remember, because I can't remember Resident Evil 6 very well. But does it do that sort of thing, like when you come to bits where it's a quick time event and you'll be pressing the button to do something for the quick time event, and the other character will do something, and then when you come back and play around it again, you're doing the same quick time event?
Yes, yeah, but you're doing it from the other side, sort of thing.
Yeah, that's always pretty cool.
Yeah, there was quite a lot of that, yeah. Probably about 5 or 6 times in each story you come across either one or two of the others or all of them. So it was done very well, because you could see, when I played the first playthrough, you could see Ada was going around. She was always in the background. She was always doing something just away from you. But when you play as her, you then see all the action going on of the other side of the story. And you don't realise until you start look. Oh, hang on. Oh, yeah, that was I remember when I was at this point with on the other story that she was here and now I'm here and they're over there, and it was all done. It was very well done. There was a lot of story. I don't. People, I heard people say, "Oh, it's got the worst storyline," but I thought it was done very well. Really, really good. Well, I played it.
Was there a level in a marketplace where you're
Yeah.
going around sort of the market and you get attacked by some big bad guys in there as well?
Yes, there was. You had to go into China and do some bits around China and
I think
also.
I played way more of this game than I can. It's all
Okay,
starting to flood
there's
back
a
to
big bit
me.
on a ship. Everybody had to do the ship bit. There was a helicopter at the end of the game, and when you play as oh god, I forgot his first. What's the guy for Leon? When you play as Leon, this helicopter comes down and starts shooting and clearing some of the enemies for you, and they're going, "Oh, who the hell's doing that?" Blah blah blah. When you play as Ada, all of a sudden you're in the helicopter and you're shooting the guys in front of, and you can see the other team moving along. It's so well done. It's brilliant. So that was that. I've finished it and uninstalled it. I fired up Forza Horizon 5. There's a lot of new stuff in that.
Yeah,
A lot of
big
new
update
events.
this week, right there.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. They've got a lot of what did they say? Basically, they're adding new stuff each, because what they were doing is you had an event and then they would have a seasonal event, but it was the same event. Now they're adding extra things. So although I've done every single speed trap, when I turned it on yesterday, there was 4 new speed traps in different positions, not the ones that they would just do as seasonal. You still got, if you did all those, they were done in sort of a multicolored surround, so you could tell that they were different ones, and you still got the Forza Fon points and shit like that for doing each separate one. But there was a lot more. Like there was 4 of everything, four new danger zones. So you got your points if you did all 4. But then one of them would have, oh, you've got to use this car for the extra bonus, so you can get another car to do it with. So yeah, so there's a lot of stuff being added rather than just seasonal stuff. So that was good. So I shot around and done a lot of that.
What made you
I got,
pick that up? What made
because
you?
I paid for the bloody car packs and DLC, didn't I? So every week I
Has
get
there
a
been
new
new stuff?
car.
Is it?
Every week I get a new car. And
did you have like 25 new cars?
Yeah, I had about 8 new cars. Yeah. Also, I get a super wheel spin every day. So I had like 15 super wheel spins and shit like that. So that was quite
how many dodgy t-shirts did you get?
I got a lot of
pairs of
t-shirts, but
slippers.
I also got about 6 of the legendary Forza Von cars, which was nice.
Pay to win, then, is that what you're saying?
No, because I've got like 400 cars now. It's stupid, and I'm still only using the same 3 or 4. But they are forcing you to use specific cars for specific tasks now. You can't just use the same car every time. There's another one in Pinata rate, like what are they called? What's them bloody things on oh Jesus Christ. Carnival things. What are them carnival things that drive a lot? Floats. Another one of them float race things that you had to do. They've got some more of them in there. But yes, that was good. So it was good to just chuck that on again. Borderlands 3. I've done 10 hours of Borderlands 3 this week. I'm playing it all with Jack. We're playing co-op. And we had a couple of hours this afternoon, and it's so good. The loot in it is just ridiculous. You go to this place and have a firefight, and then there's like 500 guns just laying on the floor, and you go around and you're searching through them all and try and get a better one. And the stories are hilarious. Absolutely. There was one side quest we had to do today. there's this woman and she swears all. She's calling everyone wankers and go and get that arsehole and all this shit.
Sounds
And
right up your street, that does.
You do a couple of little things for her, and then she goes, "Oh right, what I really want now is I want a cup of coffee." She goes down there in the street. There's a coffee vendor. Can you go down and get me a coffee? So I think, oh, okay, fucking hell. So you go down, you speak to this little robot. He's the barista. And this usually, oh, I can't make a coffee because the fuse is gone. Go and get a fuse. So I'm like, fucking hell. When you get there to get this fuse, there's like 600 fucking enemies and a massive boss. So you spend 10 minutes literally fucking caning the shit out of that lot, pick all the crap up, get the bloody fuse, go back, starts cooking away. And he goes, you need a we do recycling here. We need a you need to bring your own mug. So fucking, and then so the woman who's doing the quest for, she's coming in your ear and she says, oh yeah, there's old Fred up the road there, General Fred. He's always got his own flask. So you have to fucking go wandering off, find him, kill all his mates, and then kill him. And you get this bloody mug, and it's got world's best dictator or something like that on it. It's on his mug. So off you go, and you fucking make a cup of coffee, and you take it back to her, and she drinks it. And then she says, "Oh, I fancy a burger." So then you have to go down to the burger joint and get the burgers cooking, and it's crazy. And she's going, "Oh, you tell that old wanker I want sauce on this and blah blah blah, or I'll come down there and I'll chop his bollocks off and all this stuff." It was so funny. It's just mental, absolutely crazy.
How do they? My question on the weapons, like you said, you're like finding loads of weapons or whatever, and like, is it still like how many weapons are there, man? Like, does it just keep
There's gazillions.
better and
No,
better? And I don't know nothing.
There's something like there's a million different gun combinations apparently.
Okay.
Every single gun you pick up, it will be, they've got like 7 or 8 attributes, and each one will be slightly higher, slightly lower. You can do fire, you can do freezing, you can do acid, you can do all this shit.
Okay, right. Yeah.
But as you level up, you're picking up guns that you might be level 10. Then you'll find a lot of guns on the floor that are level 13. You pick them up, but you can't use them until you get to level 13. Then you might get an epic level 6 gun.
Yeah.
So there's different grades of guns, but there's different levels of guns. So you can pick up, and a common level 10 gun is better than a epic level 4 gun.
Right.
So you've got all these legendary guns. Think, oh yeah, I've got all the best stuff. And then when you look at the stats, because you picked them up when you was level 4 or 5, now you're level 12.
Okay. So it is
They're all better.
The guns are effectively leveling up as well with you, right?
But you start off going, oh, look at the gun, look at this gun, look at that. Eventually you just think, fuck it. I'll keep these guns. And you just leave stuff on the floor. You just fucking, there's stuff everywhere, and there's so much of it. It's ridiculous. And in the end, you just think, okay, I like this gun. I'll stick with this until you get to a point where it's no longer effective, and then you think,
like
oh,
a water
I
pistol.
need a better gun. So, but it's so funny. It's bloody brilliant.
So because you're selling me a bit on it. If I was to, and I played a bit of Borderlands, I liked it, but I never loved it like a lot of people did. But if I was to go back to it now, is 3 the one to go for?
Yeah. I mean, I finished 1 and 2, and I played through with all the 4 different characters from start to finish. And I'll probably do that with this one. I've got a character that I'm playing with Jack, and I'm going to start a new game on my own with a different character and play through with that. But I'll only play with the game that I'm playing with him with that character. So I'm going to have 2 or 3 games going at the same time. I'll just play it over and over and over again. It's just absolutely crazy. It's so satisfying, and it looks fucking beautiful. I know it's only sort of cel shady comedy stuff, but like comics and whatever. But it's so good. The
Do you have
guns are just
the you
ridiculous.
got the DLC and stuff, or are you just playing the base
No,
game?
I'm just playing the base game. There's so much in it, mate. You don't. The annoying thing is if you go to this main hub area, which they always fucking do, and there's little icons in the area with like exclamation marks. When you go to them, you click on it and it says, "Oh, you want to buy this DLC?" But that's the only time you see it. They don't put things all over the map everywhere that says when you get there,
Right.
"Oh, this is part of the DLC." As long as you just forget about them 4 little icons that are in the hub area, you don't have to worry about it. I probably will buy the DLC when I see it in the sale. But I mean, there's so much content; it's just ridiculous. And the characters are so funny. All the dialogue is hilarious. They got the same characters as what's in the other ones, but they're just so. Even Claptrap is fucking hilarious. He's at one point he's talking. He does something in the spaceship as you're trying to get from one area to another, and they say, "Oh, you got to do this precision, work out your trajectory, blah blah blah. Otherwise, it could be disaster." And all of a sudden, Claptrap comes in and goes, "Oh, don't worry about that." Presses the button. Next minute, you know, there's a massive explosion. Claptrap has been sucked out of the window, and the only thing he's got his ass hanging out the glass, and he's stuck. And he says, "Oh, I've saved you all, sort of thing." It's just being Claptrap. And for the next 2 hours of the game, he's just stuck in the window with his ass hanging out. It's so. And then the next minute they fixed it, and there's a big sign, like they've just stuck a sign over it where the hole is. It's good.
On sale
they
on
say
the
something
Epic
about
Game Store apparently at the minute.
yeah. Jack only paid. I paid less than a £5 for it, and so did
Mm.
Jack. He got it off of Steam.
It's
when
not
it was
quite
a
that
£5.
cheap at the minute. It's £12.50
How much
on
is it?
there. £12.50
Oof.
on Epic.
Mm. It's cross-platform. He's playing
Mm.
on PC. It works seamless. He just had.
It'll be cheapest on PC
find
unless
it.
you buy a disc version for the Xbox One.
Yeah, that's what I did. I bought the Xbox One version, but you get a free upgrade to the.
You are not
XS
playing the
version.
Xbox One version.
No, because
You
as
gotta
soon as you put
that
it
disc
in,
there now. You got that whirring disc.
yeah, I know it's fucking annoying. As soon as you put the disc in, it says, "Oh, this is smart delivery. You can download the XS
actual
version."
game.
Yeah, yeah, it's good. There's another bit on there. There's this huge. They're on about trying to recruit this siren. It's a woman, and Claptrap just goes, "Oh yes, welcome to the love ship with Claptrap." They're falling at my feet. He's going. It's just all going on in your ear. There's constant chat from characters in your ear all the time. It's bloody good, very good. I mean, I'd play the first 2 again, but they wouldn't. They won't be cross-platform, will they? So I wouldn't, unless
Don't
you're
think
going to
so.
fire up the old Xbox. So that's that. That's going to keep me going for fucking months. 3
Okay.
games. I'll just rattle through. Okay, 2 of them are Game Pass. One of them's Games with Gold. Aerial Knights Never Yield was a Games with Gold game. I'm not exaggerating. It is the worst game I have ever fucking played.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, it is
That's saying a
horrifically
lot
bad.
because you do play some
I
shit.
know. It is right. It's a side-scrolling endless
It's
runner.
like an endless runner, yeah.
Yeah,
So it's a mobile
basically,
phone game, basically.
It goes at 300 miles an hour. You just have to press jump or duck or something else to avoid what's coming. And if you get hit by it, you die and you start again. Fucking horrendous game. So that's Aerial Knights of Never Yield or something.
Glad I searched for that YouTube video.
Okay. Okay, so these 2, the next 2, actually, one of them's very good. One of them's not for me, but also very good. So the first one is The Flame in the Flood.
Okay. I'm going to tell you why it's interesting that you've played this. because I'm reading Press Reset, the book I got at Christmas. I read it on the toilet, and so I read a couple of pages every day, and I'm quite regular. And just yesterday, I was reading about the developers for Flame in the Flood.
Okay.
So so they got a section in there.
Right. So this is a survival game. The difference is you start off in a little cabin, little sort of Yosemite wooded area with a campsite. It's you and a dog. I have to play this with the sound off or my headphones on because my dog absolutely goes fucking mental because there's a dog. And all the way through, and she will not fucking leave it alone.
I forgot to tell you that I played, and I won't stay on it because I thought it was crap. But I played Destroy All Humans, and I had to stop. I had to be careful playing that because my dog was going mental for one of the cows that was in it. It's just...
Right,
Sorry.
okay. Right, so this game is you and your dog get on a raft. Everywhere's flooded, and there's little. You have to go down a river. You can't go backwards. You can only go forwards. You can use a stick to maneuver your raft various parts of the river, and as you're going down, there will be little pockets, little islands that you can land on. You have to eat, you have to drink, you have to keep your health up and your stamina. And while you're doing these things, maneuvering the boat or going to a little island, you're using your resources up. And when you starve or die or drown or die of dehydration, the game ends and you start again. And there's different points on this little down the river. Once you pass a little island, you can't, that's it, you've missed it. You can't go back to it. There's different things on each island, and it will tell you with a little icon to say this might be a campsite, which means you've got somewhere safe to sleep, or it might be a farm, so they've probably got more food. But the size of the island is literally probably only the size of your back garden sort of size, and you park your raft up and you get off and you go and get the resources that are on. There's probably only about 10 little resources. So there might be some corn, a couple of bits of corn growing, or there might be some couple of plants that are for medicinal purposes. But when you get on this little island, it might start raining. Well, if you haven't got clothes, you suddenly get cold and you die of the cold. So you have to go and light a little fire just on this tiny little island. So you can dry your clothes out, you eat a little bit of food, you get back on your raft, and you go down the river a bit more. And then you come to the next little bit. If you hit things, if you hit bits of island, if you hit wreckage in the river, your raft gets damaged. If your raft gets damaged too much, it will just sink and you drown. So there's some points where you can stop and fix your raft, but you need to collect wood on one of the islands before you can get a bit further and fix it. You can get fishing rods so you can catch fish, but you need to make line and fishing rod and hooks and all this stuff.
You sound like you may have done quite a lot in this game.
I played it for 2 hours.
For how long?
Die, 2 hours.
Okay.
I did about 3 or 4 runs, and when you die, it tells you how many days you've progressed and how many miles you've got down the river, and it shows you on a map, and it shows you all the little places that you stopped, and then it starts again
from the beginning.
But I fucking hate games like that. But it's good. It's worth a play. I don't know what's happened to me this week. Games I've played.
It's interesting that it's
intriguing. It's very good, but you have got to you've got to think about what you're doing.
It's
Because if you
it's
go
but it's
and
got to be a
there's
very well balanced thing though, hasn't it? That they've got to get right, to
yeah,
give you that challenge, but not piss you off with like like if
but
you
if you
die and
have
start over and you're like, oh, I can't be fucked,
So
right? Then
it's
that,
different every time, I assume. Is it? It's not still a procedural in
no,
general. No, it's the
exactly
same
the
river.
same. No,
Okay.
same river, same parts, but
But the
obviously
resources are different, probably.
no, it's all the same.
It's all the same, right?
But
Okay.
but if as you go down, there might be 3 different little islands, but you can only go on one of them. Because if you go to one, you can't then go across to the other side. Because when you get back on your boat, the river takes you further down. So your next
okay.
run, you might think, oh, actually, that one's got a church on it, and you can sleep in the church, and you get a better night's sleep than sleeping on the floor. So your health gets higher. So next time you think, shit, my health's getting low. Next time I stop, I'm going to have to stop on this little where the church is. As you sleep, you also use because obviously your it goes by time. So if you go to sleep for 4 hours, when you wake up, your food's gone down and your water's gone down because time's gone on.
Does your food go
Sometimes,
rotten?
yeah.
I hate
You
that.
can store stuff in your raft. Like it was said, it says, oh, your corn. Once you pick the corn, it only lasts for 10 days.
Right.
I mean, I've only got as far as about 6 days anyway before I've died. So the whole point of the game is you've got to keep yourself alive. But this I go in there I got to this little place. I thought, oh, I'll have a little sleep. So I went in for 3 hours. When I came out, it was pissing down rain. I'm in a storm. So now I'm getting cold. The next time I got off this little island and I got off, fucking wolf come up and attacked me, broken bones. So now I need a splint. Well, I ain't got a splint. So I'm slowly bleeding to death until I can find a splint somewhere. But you're supposed to keep all your resources in your boat. Your dog can carry some stuff. You can carry some stuff. And it's all crafting. It's all you can cook. You have a little fire, dries your clothes out. You can take the charcoal for using for something else, and you can while you've got the fire going. But if you light a fire and then you go to sleep, when you wake up, the fire's gone out because the fire only lasts about 4 hours. So then you get cold again. But it's you could spend a lot of time on this game if you wanted to. It's one of them ones where I get a bit further. I get a bit further. It never
I
got
own it.
frustrating because I
Yeah.
knew what I was got to do, and it's your own stupidity if you don't get far.
I own this game on Steam, which means Neil
Yeah.
probably owns it.
Which who
It's
owns
worth
it?
a look.
You probably own it.
I don't know.
Because I don't think I ever paid for it, so I got it on a freebie
Well, how did I
somewhere.
get it? I don't know. I don't think I've got it. I don't know though. Maybe I've got it in Humble
No, I'm just saying,
Key
like
somewhere.
it must have been given away somewhere or
It's
something.
worth a look. It's a good little game. It's
Yeah.
a good streaming game.
The interesting, I'll just tell you about the part that it had in the book, which was sort of interesting. Was a lot of the developers on this, they'd worked on things like BioShock and Halo 2, I think it was. No, not Halo 2. BioShock. I can't remember. BioShock and Halo something, and were big AAA titles. And so, like a few of them branched off and started working as a small developer for Flame in the Flood and making Flame in the Flood. And the reason it became an interesting part of the story was because they were one of they had all come from these AAA titles where it was massive amounts of marketing, and then there were shitloads of hype, and they would go to market and they would sell a fucking ton of copies, and they would make their money, and then things would die out over time. Whereas this was the start of, they released it and they put maybe 20 grand into marketing and they didn't really sell much, and they made back money that didn't even cover their salaries. But they said, and so they were all getting dejected about the fact that they weren't making any money that they thought they would make. It wasn't, and it hadn't been a success. But in fact, what they didn't realize was that, it was a much slower burn, right? So they continually were making money. There wasn't the drop off. Instead, it was a very slow and steadier uptick as people heard more about it, and it got into people's hands. So it was a much different economic model, quite sort of that sort of digital marketplace and stuff like that. Sort of
It's not your usual Game Pass fare. It's very well done. It's very well polished.
I
It's
think
good.
it's sort of
You
like
can tell it's a lot has gone into it. It's not just a 10-minute.
Yeah,
play
these
it
were
and
no
It's not
these were
aerial
no
nights.
right. You just
Yeah.
yeah, right. So these were no rookies, right? The people who went in and made this
Yeah.
game, they
Yeah,
all
it's
had
very good.
they all had good experience and stuff. So it should have some
Yeah.
polish to it. Yeah.
And then, so the last game I played was called Far Changing Tides. It's another water one, not a flood one, but it's a lot of puzzling, a lot of pulling levers, so basically you are you start off and you swim underwater and you have to. It's still scrolling left to right,
Where are you playing this?
but this is on Game Pass.
It's on
as
Game
well.
Pass. It's on PC Game Pass
Come
as
out.
well.
Okay.
Yeah. Again, looks bloody. It looks good. It looks really good.
This
but
is
I'm
a sequel,
not.
isn't it? So
Is it?
the previous game
I'm
was
not
quite
much of
highly
a-
rated, I think, as well.
Okay, I'm not much of a puzzler. Pulling levers to drag things across to. I find it quite boring, but I can see that there is a game in there. Again, I played this for a couple of hours, but I just got bored of the constant lever pulling and button pressing. But again, if that's your sort of thing, it's not just shit. It's a good looking little game.
It
Kept
looks
me
nice.
going for a couple of
Does
hours.
look nice.
Yeah,
Looks premium.
good. Yeah, both them two. You can tell there's got something about them. It's not the usual old shit. So if you like I wouldn't say it was particularly challenging. It might take a couple of goes to work out where you move a box and pull a lever, and then you think, oh shit, I fucked that up. So you push the box back to where you started and do the sequence again. After the second 2 or 3 times, you work it out and off you go again. You're on this great big sailing ship, and it just trundles along and gets to the next area, and you have to open up some gates and let your mast down and fill the water up here, and so your boat goes up and goes over this obstacle. All that sort of usual sort of thing, mechanics. But yeah, again, it was good. Kept my attention. It's just not something that I like.
I'd definitely be playing this if I wasn't playing Elden Ring.
I think, yeah, you definitely, Neil, would play. Dave probably more for the Flame in the Flood type one, but I think you'd definitely play this Changing Tides. That was when I was playing it. I was thinking, Neil, fucking play this to death.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
my
I can't
prediction-
see me having time to play that anytime soon.
My prediction for the next big pilch game is going to be Guardians of the Galaxy. I've got a sneaky
Yeah.
suspicion that it's going to dominate some
It's
conversations.
not that long,
coming
is
up
it
this-
now? Is it the
That's-
10th
yeah.
it comes out?
Is it? I don't know. I
think
knew
it's
it was
the 10th.
coming, but so
On Game Pass,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
is it really? Oh
Yeah.
shit!
yeah. That's a sleeper,
Oh.
right? That's a lot of I think it was.
It was
There were
on a
couple
lot
of
of Game of the
podcasts
Year
that
lists,
played
wasn't it?
that.
So,
One of the
Yeah.
guy loved it so much that he'd never seen the films, and he went to watch the films just because he played the game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think I like that. Yeah, Guardians
Friend
of
of
the Galaxy.
mine, friend of mine did the music for this one as well. He got a lot of praise for
Alright.
that. So it'd be nice to hear what he's done with it. I haven't heard it yet, so
Hmm.
yeah, that's going
I
to be
think
a
I
biggie.
did play I played a couple of other shitty things that one baseball game that was horrendous.
is it
Some
the next MLB show game come out? Is it coming out? or
Yeah, it's
out?
coming. It is coming, but that wasn't what I played. Super Baseball 3 or something I played. That was not good.
Mhm. I've
A
like I
couple of
said,
other things, but I'll keep them back for when I've got a quiet week.
I hope you've made some notes.
you need a notepad.
I'll end up have to fire it up again just to remind myself what it was. But yeah, so I've had good gaming this week actually.
Yeah, you played some
I've
Game
racked
Pass
up
games
some
that aren't
hours.
shit.
Yeah, and the other one, the shit one, was Games with Gold games, and they're really scraping the barrel there now.
Yeah.
That's fucking.
Is that? I can't
Yes.
even believe that's still a thing.
Well, they're only doing it still because PlayStation Plus is doing things, isn't it? That's the only reason.
But there's no gold now. If you can't just have gold on its own. Everyone's
Can
got
you not?
gold's got Game Pass, so no,
You can still
can't
buy Xbox
on
Live
its own.
Gold.
You can't.
I can still buy
Let's
get
kick it off
rewards
the
for it.
marketplace. Yeah,
I
you
can
can get. Yeah, but you can't buy it. You can't get a 12 months gold subscription anymore.
So would you have to pay a
You get
monthly
only-
fee still? You just only pay a monthly fee.
Well, you can pay $11.99 for Ultimate.
No, there must be
That's
just
it.
gold.
Or if you want, you can have just Game Pass, but then you can't play anything online.
Mm.
So you either have Game
And
Pass.
it's only about £2 cheaper.
To be honest, the subscription for the different tiers and things is just way over my head on a lot of this stuff.
Well, the silly thing is, you can just pay for Game Pass on PC. You don't have to have Ultimate. But I can just pay for Game Pass, but I don't get any online. So I have to pay for Ultimate to get gold.
Well, we have Ultimate because my son plays online on the Xbox. So I make his Xbox the primary console, and I just get all the games on the PC. And he only plays Rocket League, FIFA, Fortnite.
Right. Well, them ones, yeah, but the ones that are free to play are free. You don't need gold for anyway.
Yeah, but it's FIFA, isn't it?
Oh yeah, FIFA. That's free to play, isn't it?
No,
the
bloody should be.
Ultimate Team. Yeah.
No, should be, but ain't. They make enough money off the other shit that they could easily knock that out for free.
It's got to end up disappearing at some point, where it's just like, here's what Game Pass costs. That's it. Where they can stop faffing around at some point, right?
But I would be happy to pay the $7.99 and not have Ultimate because I don't need to play it on PC. So I've got to pay for Ultimate, even though I'm not using the other part of it. Yeah.
Yeah, but what you need the online stuff. You need to pay for gold.
I need to pay for gold, but you can't just pay for gold. You've got to have Ultimate.
But you'd want Game Pass still, wouldn't you?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I need both. But
yeah,
why
so
is
what are you moaning about?
Because you only pay $7. That's it. Neil, you're paying because you've got someone who plays the Xbox. Dave is only paying $7.99 for his Game
but
Pass.
you have to pay for both anyway.
Yeah. But they don't give. What I'm saying is they don't give you an option just to pay gold now.
It must be
just buy gold.
Must be there because I can still on my Microsoft rewards. There is just Xbox Live Gold.
There are some. You can get a card. You can go on and get a key. But you cannot subscribe to gold on its own for like an annual subscription anymore. They've got rid of it.
Is it just annual that they got rid of? So you can pay so much per month.
The last time I looked, I couldn't renew my gold on its own. In fact, I'll tell you what happened. I bought 6 months of gold and it converted it into 4 months of Ultimate. Yeah. It wouldn't let me use the gold on its own. It automatically converts it.
Xbox Live Gold is 6,800 reward points for 1 month.
Yeah, but you're not paying for a monthly subscription. You're using your points to give you another month.
But if I can use points to get it, surely you should be able to pay for it.
If you put that in, that'll convert that into Ultimate time.
You can do 1 month or 3 months.
Yeah. But if you've got Ultimate,
we convert it for me because I'm already Ultimate. If you cancelled your Ultimate subscription, you should be able to just buy gold.
I tried that and it automatically made it into gold. Into Ultimate. I bought a year's subscription on a card.
Had you cancelled Ultimate first?
Yep, cancelled Ultimate first. And it automatically converted it into 7 months of Ultimate instead of 1 year's of Gold.
Yeah.
Didn't get a choice. It said, "Oh yeah, okay, this is the conversion rate," and it converts it.
What did it
You
say?
cannot use that 12 months Gold. As soon as you put the code in, it converts it.
Would you like to know an interesting fact?
Go on then.
Is it
On
going to be
June
interesting?
1st, it's a good fact.
Mhm.
On June 1st, Game Pass will be 5 years old.
Jesus Christ.
Time
5 years.
flies.
How long's it been
Time
good?
flies.
2 years?
Yeah, that's probably about right, because when it first came out, I got the 3 years for £1 thing.
Yeah, I did that too. Well, I bought
And
like
then-
about 3 or 4 years in the future of. I think it was
Yeah,
3.
that's what I did. And then bought the £1, and it converted the whole lot into Ultimate.
Yeah.
For
I just
3 years.
bought a year of Game Pass Ultimate, and I think it's the first time I've. No, it's not. It's the second.
Well,
Somebody-
you've just
yeah,
paid for a
okay.
year.
I just paid for a year. Yeah, I
Wow.
definitely buy
I've
the year
been
up front.
Look at
paying.
you, Mr. Moneybags.
No, you have to buy the year up front. It works out so much cheaper than buying it
Mhm.
monthly.
I paid for. I got.
You could have
3
just bought
years
Back for Blood
converted.
instead.
True.
I got the 3 years converted, so that was 3 years of it. Then I fucked up with my gold and converted another 7 months. And then since I think about last September time, I've been paying the $11.99 or $10.99 a month.
Oh, if
Since
you do it
last
through BT,
September.
you can save yourself 99p a month.
There you go.
Oh, great.
Like a month
Excellent.
free a
Thank
year,
you for
isn't it?
that.
It's true. It adds up over
Yeah.
time, right?
That's
Yeah.
how things work.
Yep. It's magic.
That's math
Yeah.
for you.
Magic math. Okay, I'm going to call it there.
Yeah,
Let's,
done.
Yep, that's done. Dave, do you want to take
That,
us out?
I'd just like to
of
point
here?
out, I'm
Whatever.
pretty sure Pilch spoke longer than I did.
Yeah, hang on. I got 7, 1, 2, 3,
Yeah,
4,
but he had
5,
about
6. I got
7 or
7
8.
games.
7 games and Game Pass too.
Yeah, and you talked about 1.
2.
Well, you
Anyway.
briefly mentioned.
I
Halo.
talked to
Anyway,
literally, I
moving on.
couldn't fucking talk anymore because I thought I was going to die.
Right.
Okay.
Thank you for listening to the Seal Podcast. If you'd like to ask us questions or get involved, please contact us either on Twitter at Seal Podcasters. Oh, for God.
How come you sound like you've just moved 10 foot away from your microphone?
Oh, hang on. Is that better?
He's been eating cake.
Oh, no.
Had to move his mic.
I had a drink and I moved my mic. There you go. Right.
That's gross.
Yeah,
No
I
one needed
told-
to say that.
Oh,
Oh,
I
hear
thought I'd
that.
muted him.
Nom, 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 nom.
Sorry, I thought I'd muted. I've just ate all the crumbs out of the Timbits
Yeah,
box.
you had the bits
Yes,
of your
we-
Timbits.
And 110,
Tim-
the hundreds
Tim
of
Bits
thousands.
Bits.
Sorry. Cut that
Okay.
out, phrase.
I'm not cutting anything out. That sounds like work, mate.
Thank you for listening to the Seal Podcast. If you'd like to ask us questions or get involved, please contact us either on Twitter at Seal Podcast, email us at sealpodcast@gmail.com, or email us on our Discord. Oh, for God's sake. Or join us on our Discord server. A link is pinned to Twitter. We have a YouTube and Twitch channels on which we upload and stream to regularly. Ish. Neil, shout us out with the Twitch
I'm prepared.
chat.
I have
know,
prepared
saw
by
it, I watched
adding
you do
all
it.
of the
Did
the
you
Twitch
take notes,
chatters.
Neil?
I did. I'm only in a digital form. I didn't write the things down on a pen and paper. So I have clocked the following people in the Twitch chat, whether they spoke or not, as A10, Ava Semaphore, Elysian, Howland Caper, aka Kev, Joint Effort, Just Wondering 25, Lana Ray, Lord, Mark Anix, and Zilane, if I don't think I've said that properly. But thank you all for joining us on the Twitch chat.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
I'm gonna
and
get out
Mark
of here.
Lefius was here as well, late. So.
I'll get on Mark. I'm going to get out of here quickly because I got a feeling somebody's hammering my bandwidth somewhere. You guys are going very Skypey. So before it all goes to absolute pot, thank you everyone for another good show. Thanks for listening, everyone. We'll catch you next week.
See you
Thanks,
later.
guys.
Laters.